Going back and forth like it's east and west, but the whole team up, say that's north side. Am I lonely if I shoot the tech? And I'm 10 seasons in, still I'm coincide. Every day I'm going back to back to back to back to back, so ain't no neck to neck. Bitch pressing in the valley, growing stronger, only open up to check the text. Really know it's superhuman, I'm in overtime, they hate, so they check the chest. I've been doubting on my eyes and crossing on my T's, right now I'm trying to curve the S. Young, set apart, and I'm passionate. I've been in my lane, ain't no passing. I'm truly from the bottom, I've been fighting for the light. But when you in the dark, man, all you get is flashes. My whole team know that it's do or die. Mountain top, I see newer highs. I'ma make a move when I make a move. Ain't no thinking, I'll let you decide. On the gas with the vision, I've been out to get it, here to do it different. Ripping through the tension, rallied in the streets. Now we in the building and it's going way, way, way up. Way, 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 way up. Way, 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 way up. On gas and I'm smashing it. I've been in my lane, I'm probably crashing it. Way, way, way up. When I'm under pressure, I don't watch the clock, I just go and shoot shots. See them on the wave, get them out the way, turn it up a whole notch. We was down bad, we was underdogs, now they clear the whole spot. He running up the numbers, now the digits going up a whole lot. Way, 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 way up. Way, 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 way up. On the gas and I'm smashing it. I've been in my lane, I'm probably crashing it. Way, way, way up.
Young, set apart, and I'm passionate. I've been in my lane, ain't no passing. I'm truly from the bottom, I've been fighting for the light. But when you in the dark, man, all you get is flashes.
They ain't ready for you. They ain't ready for you. They ain't ready for you. They ain't ready for you.
It's showtime, better go get it. No slow with it, move like you're so in it. Knock it out the park, yeah, it's yo in it. They ain't think you had the guts, now they know really, man, you better come with it. I know you say you want it, now you gotta get up on it. Grinding on to reach for it. If you want it, gotta leech up on it. You ain't playing no games with him. Your homeboy gave up, you ain't changed with him. Do it right, cause you never switch lanes with him. You gotta fight for the goal, just bang with her, hang with her. You're knocked down, no shame in it. But you gotta raise up with a flame in you. Put your fist in the air, let's push till we dare. To the victory, yeah, we can picture it, yeah, let's go.
Keep it moving on, never stop.
They ain't ready for you.
We gon' keep.
double! What the hell? Stavo finendo plaga, stavo da questo, e poi così che, oh my god! Walkout X Lightning double! What the hell? Stavo finendo plaga, stavo da questo, e poi così che, oh my god! Walkout X Lightning double! What the hell?
We are going to be hosting it in the major stage, Connor.
Yeah, well, hopefully, man. Like you say, you're going to take it one day at a time. And in all fairness, we are waiting to get into our first matchup, which is going to be Aura versus UAH. And I don't know the UAH side too well, but I am aware that they are mostly West African. And I know that the Aura side is completely from Ghana. And the map sets that we have, if we're going to be seeing all three of them in the best of three, is starting us off here at Hardpoint, which is going to be Summit. And then we go over to firing range for S&D, and if we run the distance, we'll be going to Seaside for control. And while I have you here and I've got you pinned down, I can put you on the spot for a prediction. What do you think it's going to be?
Oh, okay, okay. We're starting it hot. Okay, For me, I feel like it's going to be a 2-3-3, 2-0 victory, but I could be wrong. It's my first time here. Let's see if I can be a guru with that. But how about you, man?
I'm gonna have to agree with you. Look, I've seen these guys play firsthand in the LAN environment, and now they're sitting at home, comfortable with their own setups. Pretty sure they're all laid back. They've got their pillows. They have everything riding on them, and I know that their systems, like I know I said that the system doesn't make much difference. I know they're all on Samsung phones and the S24, so they do have the beautiful 120 hertz refresh rate, and all of these things sort of factor in. And at this level, we spoke about it, or rather alluded to it a little bit earlier, that everyone who's been invited can shoot straight. You have to be able to if you
Yeah.
want to be punching above your weight here. And this team can shoot straight. They play very well as a team, but they are very, very fast paced. And I think that's what the big difference is between them and maybe some of the slower teams. But if they come up against a team like Cast, for instance, who is very fast paced, but they have the ability to control the map and use their utility correctly, then it becomes a very, very close, like neck and neck type battle. But in this case, we haven't, well, personally, I haven't seen any of the UAH guys play. So I don't know what their style of Call of Duty is like. If they're very quick and if they have the ability to control things, then it'll be a good game. But if they come out and they just get completely slammed and they have no map control, it's going to be a very, very quick series.
It is. They're gonna come out here swinging. And it also
Yeah.
matters that we got them playing the same pace as what we have for 2-3-3. Because for all we know, when we're talking about the map itself, which is going to be a hard point summit, it's very close. So you're looking lenient into finding your players to be a little bit more adept into playing the SMG, so they can swing in there quickly and just be a little bit more mobile in terms of trying to attack inside of that point. So I'm looking for a team that will look to try to play, I guess, 3 SMG and 2 ARs, just to make sure they're a little bit faster while also still maintaining that range when we're holding into that hard point 3 and hard point 4, where we all know for sure you need to anchor it down to score a money hill in the hills.
In terms of the meta currently, the last time I saw it, it's generally the 3 SMG, 2 AR, and then obviously throwing in the sniper every now and again in the game modes like S&D. Do you think that the general guns are going to be the same as they were last year? I can't remember them off the top of my head, but I remember seeing a lot of Phoenix and ICRs, or what the equivalent of an ICR is in this. So yeah, I am very curious to see what the actual meta changes are going to be. But I like the idea of your standard 3 SMGs, 2 ARs, one AR going towards the P3 and 4, like you said, holding down the spawns, because in this game you can be punished so quickly if you're not able to hold down those spawns.
That's true right there. And the thing is with search and destroy, I do feel like it's going to be a little bit different, right? Obviously, with a game being a more slow pace, you'd have a sniper in there somewhere. I guess that will make a total difference once we enter firing range, because for all we know, in the Call of Duty mobile history, that map is built like a paper mache, so lots of wall
Yeah.
bangs that you can
Everything
use.
is wall bangable. Yeah, I couldn't agree
You gotta
more.
be
You have
careful.
a slight inkling that there might be someone behind this what looks like sturdy wall. You just shoot through it, and I'm pretty sure you can check. So yeah, that's going to have to see. And generally, we'll see map number 2 being the pivot map. When you have a team that is very, very top heavy in the sense of they can shoot so straight, they have very high slaying capability. If you're playing a game like S&E, that's where you can really start winning those rounds off of them, because then it's not down to brute strength. And a lot of the time, that's what happens at this level, is there are teams that are so good. And unfortunately, when it comes to scrimming, and I know that this is the case across all games, the respawn game modes are the ones that people put the most time into. So if you're very good at hardpoint, you're great. That's great. I mean, but if you need to be a well-rounded team, so your control and your S&E wins you the series, not just your hardpoint. So if you're going to tackle a giant, I suggest you start an S&D.
Yeah, S&D wins the championship. That's a very
Yeah.
popular saying in the,
Yeah.
I guess, in the Call of Duty scene entirely, right?
Game fives, man. Every win
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
On God, because game fives, it's an S&D, and if you go there, if you go the long way, yeah, you're gonna have to really take it home. But yeah, we're gonna be starting our first map now. It's going to be a hard point summit for all the people that are just watching right now. And yeah, it feels great to finally get this game started. I'm looking forward to what we got in hand here for today, Trout.
Yeah, I mean, we're just waiting for it to happen now. And I believe we're going to be loading in, if I'm not mistaken. We are indeed. Okay, so the map count has started. So just from the production side of things, Kelly and I are looking at the same screen, and I think production might be a little bit different, but we are working out the kinks as best we can. But anyways, here we go. Map number 1, Summit Hardpoint, as tends to be chaos as we start things off.
A little bit interesting of attack that we saw here for UAH. They just immediately just stacked two players inside of that point while also still dominating the top floor. So, yep, they're going to be winning the first few engagements, but that point is going to be going to them in terms of the map control for the moment.
Oh, just as at the very beginning, at least they have map control. The kills are going backwards and forwards, and I believe it's a bit difficult at the moment. I can't really see what's going on the screen, but I think there might have been a counter break there. With 30 seconds left, we should be seeing a rotation towards P2, but the spawn's still very much in control here for the side of UAH, which is exactly what you have to do if you want to be the team that's controlling this map. So maybe I'm going to be eating my hatcher, but this looks like a fantastic start here for UAH.
A great opening that translated into looking like a one-sided P1 where it's supposed to be back and forth, but huge signs of changes that we're seeing here for 2-3-3 as they got themselves the last 5 seconds of that P1. We're moving on to new. We're talking about spawns. That is going to be Game G. We'll be holding the greens for the moment while we got UAH still trying to play for power positions and also taking control of the opening of this P2.
Absolutely, and I think there's something that we haven't actually touched on here is the use of your utility. I mean, everything from stuns to your trophy systems, just to deny it as much as possible, you need to be able to see that. And the power positions, like you said, keeping P2, if you could keep the platform above it under control with an SMG, just running around there causing havoc, just not allowing the team to get set up on the point, that's where you really can start to run away with things. And that looks like it's exactly what's happened here for the side of UAH, as they managed to bully their way into the point, and they're going to continue to grow this lead if there's no answer from 2v3.
And there the answer goes. It's going to be Game G is trying to single-handedly take over the point, and now they are right back in track. UAH still has got the better spawns for now in this last 20 seconds, but they are trying to make sure that this game goes very scrappy. They're contesting that last 14 seconds, and pay attention to the bottom of the map here. We're seeing 2-3. They're fighting for the spawns for next, Connor.
Yeah, and I think they actually might have just won it if that kill goes their way, and it does. So now it's going to be an absolute balls-to-the-wall frantic shootout here. But by some miracle, it looks like the spawns have flipped themselves out again, and it does look like UAH is back in the spawns, but the kills are working out for 2-3 at the moment. So they will be able to take the lead here if they can hold it. And here you get to see the first utilization of specialists. It's going to be the Spectre, if I'm not mistaken, on the point, just holding it down for as long as possible. As now there are 7 seconds between these two teams, and 2-3 looking to take the lead here.
Just this beautiful attack that we just saw earlier here for UAH as they invested 3 operators there. That allowed them to win the first engagement. Then look at where UAH is back, right? They're going to be at the Narnia once again. They're going to be spawning on the right side of the map. They're still trying to flip that spawn, but it's hard knowing that this team, 2-3 has already managed the map control and are able to punish this team with the operators off the get-go.
Absolutely, and you can see now they've gotten the majority of time and they're looking to keep the scraps, but they push out at the perfect time, flip out the spawns, and they're already going towards New. Unfortunately, the gunfights on New don't go their way, so they will be sent back to Narnia, like you said. But that is a comfortable lead that they've just given themselves. That was a full 60, pretty much uncontested. And for P3, that's actually quite a task to accomplish here. But you can see the side of UAH has to hold it down. They do have a couple of specialists in the back pocket that they can use to keep the side of 2-3 away and maybe push up a bit more, get control of the mid-map, not to allow any flanks from the side of Aura to come through here. But having said that, it looks like they've managed to get all the way in the back and they flip out those spawns, and the collapse is going to come on in as we speak.
They just gotta bring out the operators now. That's how you're going to be able to make this break work. Lashy gets the War Machine invested, and that is gonna flash out the players inside of that point. Beautiful route to flip the spawn before attacking the hill. But here comes the next second onslaught that you're going in for UAH. They're going to be spraying, but Lashy finds the triple in order to break the point single-handedly, and now they're right back inside the hill.
Oh man, that is just an A-class fumble there from the side of UAH. They had spawns, they had specialists to work with, but they didn't check the routes, they didn't check the flanks. The kills came through, and now you get to see streaks as well. This is where the side of Aura 2-3 are really coming alive on the map, because there's just more kills going their way. Over towards P1 we go, and if I'm not mistaken, it looks like full map control now for the side of Aura. Oh, hold on, I might just eat my hat here. There's one player left on the point, and he has to go huge.
He has to go huge right there. Our point is about to open up here on this P1 now. And looking at it, Aura looking pretty good in terms of map control. As you said, they definitely are trying to bounce back from that lacking P1 they started off earlier where UAH was able to get majority of the time. And seems like they're trying to change that with Babushka just leading the pack with that 3 kills in a row. Now, we see a little bit more of that going through, but they all get gunned down, and UAH is right back inside on this P1.
Good hold there, good answer back. So not down a full hard point as they're looking happy over towards P2 here. And this is where the battles come in. We get to see Gamebay with the claw in hand, trying to find more than one, but he can't do it. He gets taken out. But of course, it's Lashy there to find the trade when it's needed most. But having said that, there was a lot invested onto this point, but the majority of the time still went the way of UAH. So it is a very much backwards and forwards type map here. As we go over toward the next hill, rotation's now 1 for the side of 2-3-3, but they have to hold it down. But the kills on transition might just go the way of UAH, if I'm not mistaken.
If they want to get a huge chunk of this speed too, you need your operators to come along here. And now they're going to be bringing out the EMP system. UAH are going to be quite incapacitated for the moment. Now it's the time for you to make that push work. If you are Aura, and now you bring out your operators, that should be able to keep the hard point clean away from the enemies. And that's Lashy with the double. That cleans out the point. UAH are right back at spawns.
And then they got the favorable spawns here, but they have to be careful because now they're going to try and break from the top as platform control is so key. And I think this is 7 Kin, if that we're on board with at the moment. He's got 22 to his name. He's looking to invest maybe that Annihilator here, but the spawns have to be held perfectly. But number 2, if I'm not mistaken, that is Gamebay. He's trying to get around the back end there and potentially flip out the spawns, and that's exactly what's going to happen. So another time where the lead is in favor of UAH, but this P3 is where we saw the side of Aura take over, and it's looking like history might repeat itself as we go over towards the next hill.
And the new thing about this is that UAH, they got 4 operators, so they should be pretty confident in trying to make this break work, but they gotta keep that pressure going. Oh God, got some spawns. Denzel just spawned on the left side of the map, so now they get an easy break into this. Just unfair, and now they bring out the specialists. That should make the break inside. 2-3-3 despite an early rotation.
So it looks
like down.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That looked there for a second as though the side of UAH had a 6th player, that being the game and its spawns, as that was unbelievable. Either way, every bit of utility thrown in there, including the kitchen sink, trying to keep it locked down. Rotations 1, and it looks like an answer back has come round in full force. As in the second set of rotations, it has been nothing but UAH kills, rotations, specialists, you name it, even spawns.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate there for you to just, just 1 millisecond from going into attack and help your teammates, then somehow the spawns just flip and it just puts your team at a disadvantage. That's a total money hill that we just saw UAH just take over, and they're even taking the scrap. They're getting greedy with it. Look at that. About to reach 200 points before we enter P4, perhaps? Nope. 3 points shy away from it. But you need this if you're Aura on this P4, where you got a great early setup, got a couple of players holding the spawns at the hill, but you got to take care of that spawn here, Trout.
You got to get these kills right. You got to fend off the first set of waves, and it's going to be backwards and forwards. 2, 3, 4 go down for this side of UAH. That's actually a fantastic hold to keep it down for as long as possible, and they will be chipping away at that lead 1 kill at a time. And you can see the Spectre being used once more just to hold down the hills. But it looks like, in my opinion, that Aura has had to use their operators in situations to get them like as a get out of jail free card, not really offensive. Whereas on the side of UAH, they've been using it as the offensive weapons, like you should. And into the point we go, it is Sunflower. He has to go massive with the purifying hand, but his teammates are there to pick up the pieces, and it is going to be potentially the scrap time going the way. Actually, I eat my words as the contest comes in with 13 seconds left. 208. It is very much winnable for the side of UAH on P1, but I'm sure Aura has something in the back.
Yeah, so many things is happening on this P4. It's kind of looking like a P1. And yeah, 210 to 177 before we enter the third set of hardpoint hills. And this has not been promising for Aura, looking at the past 2 hardpoints on this P1. So you gotta make sure you come out here swinging now, or it is going to be a UAH victory on this first map. Lashy and the crew now trying to make the attack work inside P1, but they're all gonna get gunned down. But Sunflower all the way from the top, they're trying to make this contest as scrappy as possible, and they have done wonders so far, but they gotta hold on this.
And they got to get the break, and that's a huge 2-piece from Hustle there to be followed up by Gamesbay, and they're actually getting the kills to secure the last bit of time here, but they need to fight off for at least another 5 seconds to ensure that they don't get the win. But the break comes in the last second from Denzel, and so it is very much winnable here on P1, and Trey gets a double himself. So right now it is absolutely winnable here. So the side of Aura has to send 1 player back. They do get the contest. They've managed to keep it as scrappy as possible, but they are still down, and UAH knows that. They can happily walk over towards P2 and and get set up here. But maybe Hustle with that Sparrow in hand might be able to make the break that his team needs.
The Sparrow is essential, but he's gonna get sucked in by the gravity vortex. This is unfair. Trey with the nice timing. There's 50 more points to win this game, Trout.
15 points and counting, but having said that, it is going to be the utility that might be the final dagger in the back of Aura 233 here, as there was no trophies from them, and then you get to see the operators popped as well. 5 seconds and counting, and it's just going to be one player on the hill for UAH, but here comes Babushka with that Spectre in hand. He gets taken out himself, but it is so scrappy, and they have to fight tooth and nail to make sure that they don't allow the last 5 seconds to go the way of UAH, and they have to be thinking about spawn. Man, I would not want to be in their shoes right now.
Oh, damn, they're just so scrappy inside. UAH is gonna snag this victory, 250 to 199. Yeah, shocking victory that we got here. We were kind of, I was expecting Aura to win, but impressive that UAH get their stuff done. I tell you what, that P3 was just essential for them in taking it home on this one, Trout.
No, they chained P2 and 3 off the back of an unfortunate spawn, albeit whatever it is, they got round there, they got the kills, and that was the difference maker, because it came down to about 50 seconds or so, and coincidentally, it was that one hill, that being P3, and unlike the first set of rotations, it absolutely went in favor of UAH, and I think that's a testament to a team that can play and use their utility correctly. We spoke about how important it is to use their specialists or operators to break the point as opposed to just defending the point, whereas Aura, it felt like they had to fall back onto their operators as opposed to using them as the weapons that they are.
Yeah, you just gotta have to be on the aggressive if you got that operator, right? And it is such a beauty for this operators to be timed perfectly by UAH, especially on that P3. Again, I gotta mention it because that's how they were able to pull away a massive gap between them and up against Aura. And that 4 operators that they invested just was enough for this team to just keep up and focus on the point where there was still at least 15 seconds left on that P3. So essentially, UAH got a full money hill, and they were able to flip the spawns for P4 as well. That gave them so much lead and just end up with
good Call of
a
Duty,
very
man.
dominant one. Yeah, Call of Duty,
Fantastic
best
Call
Call
of
of Duty
Duty.
gameplay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think what I liked about it is it's actually tactical. It wasn't them just absolutely flooding the point at all times. And both teams showed that flair of being able to run the routes that you need to flip out those spawns, much how Aura did it the first time on P4. It was repeated, like you said, by UAH, and they managed to get the spawns. And then it's sort of just like snowballs. Once you lose that one critical hill, it's such a mental blow. And I think I've spoken about this before on stream. I really feel as though 90% of the game is the mental battle. Because if you checked out from going into your next hill, it's going to be so easy to be broken. And then everything just starts falling apart, almost like the walls collapse around you. And I think we got to see a little bit of a comeback there from the side of Aura, but they just weren't able to cinch that knot. And the first map going the way of UAH, and quite convincingly, a 50-point lead or 51-point lead is not a bad one at all.
Yeah, they almost they were 1 point away from taking a 200-point, but it is still UAH that you really gotta keep up. And talking about the stats here and what this team is capable of, you could see UAH had 3 players with 2 minutes inside of the hill. Usually you'd only have, yeah, that makes a difference. So you'd have so much pressure inside of that hill, and not only that, they were really kicking it with the slaying department. They had 2 players with 2 minutes each. Then they have 30 plus kills to follow up along with it. They are, I would say, they are outgunned. UAH was outgunned, but they won.
Yeah, and that comes down to
point.
Yeah, but that's right. You can actually see that that's a very good point that you brought up there. Just from the stats alone, you can very much see that one team was favoring kills and not playing objective, whereas the other one knew they just had to have one player soaking their time, because at the end of the day, it's not kills that wins you hardpoint. It is absolutely time. And 2 players with 2 minutes plus is unbelievable, and that is the kind of workhorse you want on your team. It's not the player that puts up 40, 50 kills every series, but they're going to be there with 5+ minutes of OBJ across the whole series, and that's what wins you the games in the end. It's not how flashy you can be. It's 9 times out of 10 the workhorses behind the scenes that get you the spawns, get you the rotations, and secure the time.
And now that is going to give UAH that first map victory. Now they are up 1-0 on this best of 3. will be entering firing range at the moment, and you're seeing UAH start on the defensive side. A bit of aggressive attack that we're seeing here for Aura, but two of their players will fall down, leaving them with only 3 players on the first 20 seconds of this first round.
Well, they have to clutch on up here. As there is a slight life advantage here for the side of UAH, like you said. But if I'm not mistaken, the bomb has worked its way over towards A to get planted here. But here comes the nade from the mid-map, and that might be a perfect Kobe to at least get information. Not quite actually overcooked at a slight amount, but it doesn't matter. Now we're just playing for info. You can see here, Nazi trying to find that first kill. He's going to do exactly that. And now 2 versus 4. Things are not looking great. Make it a 1 versus 4. Oh, no, never mind. It was Sunflower that got the kill. I couldn't read the kill feed there for a second. But still, 1 kill at a time, 1 round at a time is how you're going to win this S&D.
They're just patiently waiting inside of the trailer. I mean, that's how you want if you try to bait out any more players from UAH to enter this area on the map. But talking about wall bangable spots here, that is going to be Sunflower taken down through the window, I suppose. So now it is going to be Babushka. Ah, he's surrounded, not good. And 7kin gonna get 3 eliminations on this first round. Great way to start once again for UAH.
Yeah, keeping that momentum from the hard point. And I mean, the aggression was so well met because, like you said, Aura flew forwards trying to get those initial kills, but they lost 2 players to start things off. And then they realized it's like running into a brick wall. You have to slow down when it's necessary, and you need to be able to get that timing right. And here we go. Some smokes played, and it's going to be another set of kills going the way of UAH. And these guys are here to play some Call of Duty as they are managing to find first bloods and map control. And the snipes are there as well, as they have yet to lose a player in the second round.
First bloods are a huge thing in trying to win every round, and that's one thing that UAH has just been proactive with. The bomb is going to be dropped exactly in the trailer, so how are you going to pick that up? You're completely surrounded here. Nazi going to go down. Sunflower is the last person standing on this 1v3 yet again. It's a redux of the first round. It does cut 1 down. That 7kin falling, set to the next round. Can we see a clutch play for Sunflower though? This is going to be timely for him to rotate around the map.
He's going to be pinched here unless he makes an ungodlike read, but he has to get perfect timing. And his teammate, luckily for him, his opposition is very far apart, so he can sort of force 2 1v1s. He does manage to collect the bomb, and now he needs to work out where the enemy is. And if he can find that first blood, make it a 1v1, then all of a sudden this round is flipped on its head, and all the pressure in the world will be on the side of UAH. But right now he's trapped between a rock and a hard place, and he needs to try and make the break, but he's going to be able to slide across. He's tagged up, but now they have the information on him, and they're going to be descending upon him like wolves to their prey.
At 35 seconds left, he can maybe try to swing this bomb around B, but Sunflower decides to take matters into his own hands. But Malum Vaita is going to have that head glitch advantage, and that's going to be easy conversion. UAH going to be able to make a great round win in there. It started with them getting the first blood at the trailer, leaving that bomb just drop exactly in the mid-map, and that's all the pressure that they need to get that round win.
Well, they need first blood wins you rounds and wins you games, and right now it looks like they're going to be equally as aggressive here to potentially find their 3rd round with the first blood. But you can see maybe well met here for the side of Aura, as they are not as aggressive as they were, as they are sort of playing a bit of chess to see if they can find out where the teams are going to be going. But Hustle with that sniper in hand, and we know how everything is wall bangable. You just need a little bit of information, knowing roughly where the people are, and maybe you can open that door up. But right now, very slow and steady, but it's going to be a trade to start things, or 4v4, but information now gained for both sides.
That's an equal trade that you got there. 7kin spots out Hustle, but better angle there for him. 1 shot, 1 kill. That is going to give Aura their first chance at having the numbers advantage on a round. They're trying to hit that B side, Trout.
And they have to get the bomb down, but here comes the potential read from Nazi, but he has to stay alive, and I like the utility usage. In and out we go, bopping and weaving, sliding, cancelling, doesn't matter. It's going to be Denzel who falls to Sunflower. So it does look like Aura are here to make a play, 2 versus 3 now, but Nazi alive for how long is the question? It's him left in a 1 versus 3, but he has the potential to deny the bomb plant, but he has to find the timing, maybe use a bit more of his nades, but that's going to be the bomb down. So a 1v3 with a bomb down, pretty tall order in my opinion.
Yeah, Hustle's going to have a great overlook on this tire section. Nazi needs to find the right angle here. He spots 1 already. He's just searching for that 2nd player. Maybe he could get his isolation. And then he does takes down Babushka, but Hustle gonna have to be the round MVP here, as he finds most of the damage dealt on this round 3 to give the first round win over towards Aura. And the sniper is going to be essential as they start on the attack. Here we go, round number 4.
They have to be able to answer back quite well, as you said. But only one round between these two teams. First blood now looking to be found. Game of chess, as we always tend to say, around the map. Utility thrown. Trying to figure out roughly what the play is going to be from your opposition. And at the moment, it is just slow and steady wins the race. As with under a minute and a half to work with now, or just over a minute and a half to work with, you're just looking to find a bit of a weakness, maybe a bit of a chink in the armor, as Aura still trying to find that first blood, as it is so key, like you've said several times.
You like just the play to just slow things down after playing so aggressive in the first 3. So it's a 1-2-2 split with number 5 in Sunflower just playing flag. Oh, Kobe from 17. That's the shot you want. That's the first blood that they take yet again.
And he just took that grenade right down the gullet, and here we go. It's going to be information, at least from your trophy system. You know they're going to be hitting A, and you have the tight angles, and he almost gets the timing for the shot, but they know that they're going to be going for the retake here. And as you can see, the entire side of UAH beginning to spread like a bit of a net around the side of Aura. But now the kills have to be perfect, and that's going to be a fantastic start here, as the first blood make it the second and third starts rolling in the direction of UAH.
Lash just defends the flank, but his players are completely destroyed on the front. And that is UAH with a successful retake on the A side. It started off with just Malum just getting that kills from the trailer side, just completely overwhelming the players in that angle. Then you got a couple of more just coming through Americans, and from the flank, Ara just completely surrounded and just lost that round completely.
They couldn't get out. They managed to get the bomb down, but then the post plant setup, not really one to be very proud of. But either way, it looks like the defensive side might have slowed things down, whereas Aura has sped things up. Straight over towards B we go. Hustle with the first blood, and maybe aggression is what you need as they find a second to them in the round, and that is going to be the bomb down pretty much free. A fantastic attacking round here now from the side of Aura, as they must have heard us say they need to find the kills, they need to find them quickly. But it's going to be 17 who manages to answer back with 1.
And the post plan is what matters here, and Sunflower delivers 2 more players. And now it's all down to Malum on a 1v4 with 30 seconds to play around. Completely hard to pull off. It takes quite a miracle, but I think it's possible here, but you're running out of time.
Running out of time is an understatement, because you don't even know where one of these players are. You're going to be giving away your position. He might be able to find the wallbang, not able to do it. So right now he is just trying to get a condolence kill, if we're being honest, as he needs to be able to find something. But it's going to be Hustle who swings the corner with the sniper, gets the kill. Second round for Aura.
And you love that they played that last round very slow, and they played that one quickly, like they were the ones that was leading the game. They are not afraid to take that risk and change that pace. That's what you like to see on an attack side. Now they're trying to swing that bomb over towards A. That's going to be a 2-man attack on the trailer. The first blood goes through Lashy to take down Malum on that trailer side. And that's a free area to plant the bomb on the A side now.
They have to be able to get the post plant, like you said. It's Hustle, another one through the smoke, and it's going to be 2 players again. Pretty much a rinse and repeat from the previous round. Fantastic stuff now from Aura, as they have managed to find a bit more of a groove, I'd say, in this S&D, as they were maybe just feeling out their opponent, trying to see where the weaknesses was, but it's going to be Denzel who finds one onto Games base. So it's going to be a 4-on-3 retake, but with the bomb plant at 30 seconds to work with, there has to be a bit of motion, and it has to come quickly.
Taking their time. It starts with Nosy right here. He's got the Type 19. Every player is just surrounding that trailer side, so there's going to be bounded trades here. And you gotta hit your shots quickly, 7kin. Spots the player inside. Machine pistol is good. And then Denzel finds the double with that sniper, and they get only one more player to deal with, and they do get the eliminations, but the clock runs out, and it's gonna be another great attack right there set up by the players of 3-3-3. 2-3-3.
Yeah, well, I mean, Aura, that post plant, and I think that's actually a bit of a blunder from the side of UAH did, because they managed to get the kills, but they waited a little bit too long. Once that bomb is down, you have 45 seconds and you need to get moving. Otherwise, the clock is that 5th or 6th player that you're working up against, and that's exactly what happens. But they're looking to see if they can replicate exactly what Aura did on the attack, and that's send it towards A as quick as possible. The first blood yet to be found, and it's going to go the way of Nazi, and he looks for the double, but I'm not sure if he finds it. Not quite. The trade is quick on by Lashy. 3v3, but the bomb is able to go down, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, you cannot be losing those.
You gotta have to be shooting lasers, man. That's frontal assault, close quarter combat. You just kind of miss out on. You might be pissed later on if you do not hit those shots moving forward. But yep, bomb is not yet planted, and Finn is gonna get caught by Hustle with that sniper. So now it leaves us with Denzel's the last person standing on the 1v3. Bomb is going to be dropped at the A site. It's Aura just looking to really turn things around as they start on the defense.
Well, they have done a good job of denying the bomb plant as of right now, so it's still a 1 versus 3. Like you said, Denzel with the sniper in hand, though, he might be able to get this ball rolling, but he has to find the kills, but the information is in. The first hit marker is through, but he has to plant the bomb. I don't even think he has it in hand. Oh, he does, but he has to find the kills, unable to do it. He finds one, but the condolence kill pretty much instant. And for the first time, what feels like since the first hill in Hardpoint, it's going to be Aura that's taken the lead.
Finally, some signs of life that we got there. And it starts with Hustle, who's got 9 kills with that sniper. So having someone dependable like him to score a kill every round is just essential. Especially if it's going to be first one. Oh, God. Well, here it goes. It's a fast A attack from UAH all the way through A.
They need to get the bomb down. It's all good and well that you can run onto the site, get the kills potentially, and that's actually going to be a fantastic start there. Zmalem does find one, and Finn Murray finds a second with a sniper in hand. So Hustle, their star player, sent to the gulag, and the kills keep on working out now for the side of Aura, as actually Lashy finds a double, and that's going to be massive. A 2v2. Sunflower finds another. The bomb has been planted. Sunflower looking for a third. He does find it, and goodness gracious me, what was looking like a fantastic start there for the side of UAH goes the way of Aura pretty much instantly, and we're shooting bodies.
They're letting him know it. Yeah, they're just playing with the mind, and it's got to be working now because UAH they were trying multiple stuff on the attack, and some things is just not working for them after the plant, right? So they gotta do a little bit more better positioning, I must say. The smokes aren't going to be it, especially when the nades get thrown here by Aura. Here it goes. That is going to be number 4 in yellow in game, going in for the flanker trout.
So he has to find a huge 2-piece here. His information has been gained. He's going to be able to find nothing, but Babushka's there for a quick trade. So it's actually a 2-piece in terms of the flank, but they have to hold steady here, waiting as best they can to see if they can set this trap up correctly, because you can see the entire side of UAH boxed up down below the side of trailer, and here comes the flank play potentially. Babushka looking for one, but it's going to be Sevenkin who finds one on the other end. Babushka does actually find it. So it's trade on trade on trade on trade, but life count advantage still in favor of UAH.
Sunflower, that's a 2-man stack inside. Oh, he gets one, gets the second. Nuzzy falls. So 1v1 with 30 seconds left. He is going to go up against Finn Mary. He's got the higher kill here, so Sunflower should get this easy, but he got to be aware where the position would be from. And it takes a big on this ankle, and he clutches it. There it goes. That's a 6th round win. Yep, clutching things up. 12 kills for him on that one. Yeah.
Now they're 1 round away from closing it out here in the S&D, and that was an absolute hero play. That double that he got in trailer, absolutely illegal activities right there. Definitely shouldn't have gotten the second. Either way, Sunflower, the man to make it happen between him and Hustle. They are absolutely carrying the side of Aura. But I mean, that's what you need. You only need 1 or 2 players to go off completely in S&D. And we get to see our second switch here, as I believe it is going to be the side of Aura back on attack, and over towards B we go. Or actually, no, I'm completely incorrect. It's going to be still the side of UAH. And the kills apparently also going their way.
Yep, some signs of life for them. They've been going at the A side and just fully stacking it. It's the same thing on this B side. And that's something that they are good at, and that's only applicable to the B side itself. So Lashy on a 1v5. We did see a 1v3 earlier from Sunflower. Maybe he can one-up this one. He's got a Type 19, very good long-range action. The pistol just nasty to take down Sevenkin. Now it's a 1v3. It's a little bit doable now, but only 20 seconds remaining here, Trout.
Well, that's going to be a massive mental blow if he manages to clutch up here in the 1v4, but it's going to be a Nuzzy who cleans up in the end. And I like how you said that. If they managed to change it up and they got on to be, even though it was a full send, That is very counterable unless you get your initial kills, and that's exactly what they did. And if they can replicate that, they will be able to force the overtime. But they remember it is only one round away now for the side of Aura, so they just need one good set of kills to go their way, and they will have this S&D in the bag.
Hassel is gonna get stunned all the way through. Utilities he checked for UAH. He's not hitting his shot. He's gonna get punished there by Nazi. Now it is a full send coming through. But look at Lashy on the flank. He takes down Finn. And now the situation is compromised. Lashy makes the plays. And that's giving Sunflower a chance to make the route off the back here, Trout.
Well, they have to be able to counter this, like you said, 2v4, 2v3, excuse me. And now it's bopping and weaving around the point, but it's going to be a Lashy who finds one. Sunflower is there for the trade. It is going to be Nazi for the clutch, but he can't do it. He gets taken out. So Aura answer back with the S&D 7-4.
Interesting. And you like to see these games just be overly competitive, right? Because yesterday, it was pretty much lopsided in terms of watching the actions I was just able to lay out, right? You saw Ace Gamers ended up with very impressive victories. They were able to even go for a 7-0 on the map that they played on the Search and Destroy, but today we got a little bit more fight in it, right? And although it may be a 7-4 scoreline, we saw so much action for UAH, especially on the first half when they started on the defense, but they just kind of lost that momentum when they switched and they were on the attack. They initially wanted to get the bomb over towards the A site, but that's definitely something that they could not hold. The post plant was it's a big problem for them that they could not fix. They did ended up with them pushing through the B site, which ended up working for them, but they figured it out way too late. And Aura just managing to find the flank and eventually having two amazing players to secure the flank and also the front. So they have two sides of attacks every time when they were on the defense throughout.
See where they have made their mistakes. And in my opinion, you have to have one player, at least one player watching for the flank, because it's going to happen every single time, especially when you're coming up against a team like Aura, where you know that they are known for flanking, and that's exactly what they did. 3 out of the 4 rounds that they won there towards the end of the game was because of flanks. Like you said, Sunflower coming on the back, finding a 2-piece. Into trailer he went, find another 2-piece. You have to have more map control. I understand that wanting to commit fully to a bomb site is a very good play, but it can't be your only play. And when it wasn't working on A, they translated it to B, and it worked once, and then all of a sudden they tried again, and it didn't work because you get hard countered. You have to be able to make in-game decisions which allows you to counter one another. But if you have a set number of plays and you try them over and over again and they're not working, obviously there has to be a bigger change in play here. Otherwise, you'll be punished, and that's exactly what happened there. It took a few rounds, like you said, for Aura to sort of find their feet. But once they figured out that they had a more diverse playbook at their disposal, that's exactly what they did. They sort of countered them when they needed to, and when it wasn't working, they backed up and they waited for a reflank or maybe just a little bit more time to make a retake. And whereas UAH, when it came to the retakes, they were scared because they're like, oh no, the play didn't work how we expected it to, and they sort of just like lock up and they weren't able to make those adaptations on the fly where Aura was.
And we can just sum this one up, Fred, with UAH always good in the first blood, the first 2 engagements, but it always ended up Aura being the better team once we enter the post-plant setups and the late game. And we kind of see that on the stats where we get to have UAH having 9 first bloods comparing it to Aura, who only had 2 first bloods on this 11 rounds of action. So that speaks a lot on how amazing this team is in terms of recovering their numbers game. And you really have to give it up again for Sunflower and getting that MVP on the Search and Destroy to put this team in a position to play a map number 3 where they're going to be playing a control where it's going to be seaside. And it matters that you come in here hot because I said earlier that it's going to be a swing game. You win this, you might have that momentum to carry over towards control, and you might end up possibly winning this entire thing.
Absolutely, and I think that's a massive mental blow for the side of UAH because, You know, there's nothing worse than going into a game, whether it's ranked or in a competition, where you completely like wipe the floor for the first half of a game. You're like, wow, we are completely dominating. And then all of a sudden it feels like the enemy team is like flicked a switch and they all of a sudden they like their team chemistry and they just have this unity where they're playing so much better. And then it slowly like starts chipping away at you. And I think that's exactly what happened in that S&D.
Yeah.
The moment that the 1 or 2 swing rounds, and I think that 1v3 from Sunflower, that is a mental blow again. And mental, like we said, so important. But now both teams have a map under their belt. They can both sort of say, okay, we've both lost one. We've got to go into this one as fresh as we can. You cannot be taking either your negatives or in some cases your positives into your new game, because if you try to apply that same sort of game style into control, it can either work or you can be completely punished. You've got to treat each map as it's its own standalone event, and a lot of the teams sort of carry the baggage from previous games into it, and maybe these are the sort of things that they're looking at. Maybe the team comes like, we don't, like I said, we don't know what they're saying to each other, but if I was the coach, I'd say, right, first 2 maps done. It's one apiece. This is where like all the beans are on the pot right now. Put all the money on red. Whatever it is you need to say, it's time to get into it and get this control where winner takes all.
That's what I'd want to hear if I am the player, man. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you win the first or the second, right? You win the first and you lose the second. What matters is that you stay at present and just focus on the game mode at hand. And we're playing a different bowl here, right? We're playing control where it's easy to trap the players at spawns once you enter round 2 or 3, where you got the operators, your specialists that will be available. So I guess it matters a lot for this team to save up those operators to sneak behind the enemy lines and get through their enemy spawns and just play around the map. I mean, play around the spawns, get as much kills as you can, and that eventually helps the team delay the push in all 3 lanes and open things up for your squad to maybe strengthen any part of the map, or also just open things up for your squad to make the attack work on the 2 sides that is going to be available on the C side. So if this is going to be it, right? We're expecting a 2-0. I'd have to throw you on the bus. What would be the scoreline? What do you think will win this map number 3?
I want to be that guy and say, oh, I can tell you after the first round, but that wouldn't be quite fair. I think it's probably still going to be Aura, because you can see they've sort of figured out how they want to play around each other, and specifically around Sunflower and I think it was Hustle. Those were the 2 players that were really like popping off. And if they can do that very well, they will be able to do it. But again, you can't that works together overall better. So it's not single pushes, because I mean, it's so nice for the highlight reel if you can go in and find a 3-piece, but realistically, if you're trying to kill 3 people at once, you're going to lose. And single pushing in this game is what I've seen to be the biggest dagger for them. Is they start panicking, the time is low, they maybe have low lives, or the point is already 3/4 done, and they realize they have to get on, but they don't wait that extra second for backup, and they just send their life willy-nilly onto the point. And a game mode like Control, where there are only 30 lives available, it's so important to play your life and play as a team and team coordination. So I think we saw a lot more of that from Aura at the second half of the S&D. So I'm going to go with Aura, but it's probably going to be a 3-2 or 3-1.
Okay, let's get this game started then. Now it is going to be the decider match. Winner is gonna get the series. So we're gonna be having UAH starting on the attack side, and they're gonna head on to B quickly. And that's going to be a 3 stack, so the capture is going to be faster. Now, what you do after predicting this area wrong is essential if you're Aura, and they want to attack that spawns right away, Trout.
And you got to be able to box them in, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. As you can see, the side of UAH pushing up, trying to keep the attackers as far away as possible, and they're going to be able to find the first point by only losing 3 lives. That is a fantastic start here. They have 3 ticks under their belt, and they're going to be able to go over towards next. But as I said, the Hustle finds a 2-piece, make it a 3-piece with the help of Lashy there. So maybe a bit of a swing in their defenses. They were like, okay, cool. We're obviously not doing so well on the B side of things. Let's leave it up to A, and now we look towards the spawn. But they are going to have to keep them in the spawn. But right now, it looks like the side of UAH might just be able to sneak on out and send their players over towards A.
A bit suffocating if you're looking at the setup that you have here for Aura. They got Babushka holding down mid. They also got a couple of players on the A side. But great trades that you're seeing for UAH, just trying to make an opening on the A side. But they are not going to be able to make that push successful. But one thing they do great at the moment is having 7 kin to move around the map and maybe try to delay a couple of players at the enemy spawns. But he's got to win this first. Takes down Hustle, and now he's got great access into the enemy spawns. And he does take 2 players at the moment. And everybody's turning their heads on him. So that should be enough time for UAH to make the push on the A side.
But they're not going to be able to do that. And this is something I want to talk about. You've got to be so careful not to overextend. And I think that's exactly what he did there. Overextended. And then he pushed right into their spawn. All of a sudden, there's 4 people on. We can't get all 4. And his teammates are not winning their fights on the point. And they are down 9 lives. And you can see the side of Aura pushing into their spawn, trying to get as many kills as possible. Having said that, 2 will fall now, as A might just become a little bit more available. But it's going to have to be more kills working out for UAH here. And that is such a turning point in the map. You have to be so careful with your resources. You can send somebody on the flank. But if you're on an island, you got to be a damn big island, and right now that island was not big enough to make a big enough impact to chip down at that life count. As you can see, it's everyone from the side of Aura on the point. And again, Sevenkin setting it into the spawn, and this might be a 50-50 play. If he wins this fight, it might be big, but he has to stay alive for longer, and it's already a 11v3. But Finn Mary getting a 2-piece, but he has the entire weight of the game on his shoulders.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one to face. That's going to be a 4-man stack coming through for Aura now. It's going to be 2 players inside for UAH. Here comes Hustle now with this SMG. Gonna hit those shots, but too much players inside of the hill. And UAH are going to be down for the count. And there we have it. That's 2-3-3 with the first round win. And even better that they got 3 operators to start on the attack. So they might be able to get a quick capture on one of the sites that we got in the seaside map.
100%. I think they're going to be going over towards B because it is typically the easiest site to attack. And like you said, covering that mid map with an operator in the back pocket is so crucial. And you can see the split not looking so good now for the side of UAH. However, having said that, H2 does find a 2-piece, but his teammates are falling around him. And number 1, look at Lashy, into the spawn we go. And this is, he might just reenact the failures that the side of UAH did unless he can play around it. And it'd be a little bit more irritating, but he has to play his life. At least delay the push as long as possible, but he has a teammate now backing him up. So that's 2 in the spawn, 3 on the point. Things are not looking good here for the side of UAH as they have pretty much been sprayed thin on the ground.
Yep, now Trey and the crew still trying to make it work, but B has already been captured. Now the rotation is going to be important here. If you're Aura, right? You want to get at least the churches in your control to maybe intercept these players at the spawns, but look at this.
That is insane.
Yeah. Oh my god, they are in the blender. They're getting mixed nicely.
That is an insane spawn trap. I did not know you could make it this strong.
Oh, that machine's still going in. Good. And that should be enough for them to
There's a player on the point.
push.
There's a player on the point.
They gotta take that guy down.
And he just secured the tick for them. That's a 3-piece in the spawn. Great, fantastic. But you need to get onto the point now as that tick is going further forwards. They are down lives, that being Aura, but they might be able to find the second tick here, and that puts them ahead, and putting them on defense is going to be oh so crucial. But here comes the fight. Sunflower with the Purifying Hand finds 2. Hustle is there to help him out. This might be a classic case of putting all your eggs in one basket, and that was a spawn trap. But having said that, the kill's still working out. But it looks like all players down now for the side of UAH on towards that A. Second tick about to come on through. Babushka with the Spectre in hand, going to be flying around the point. He has to stay alive for as long as possible. But it's going to be a 5 versus 10. But Babushka and Gamespray getting the kills when they need to. Trey trying to make it happen, but he gets taken down onto the side. We're still going. It's going to be the cap. No one is there. It's none other than Aura. You cannot allow that to happen. All the eggs in one basket, that being a spawn trap is precious. You can get all the kills you want, but you have to secure the point.
That's the problem that you face if you're playing control. Every time you fall for that mistake, you would think that attacking the enemy spawn is everything. And you forget that this game, importantly, is an objective-based one. So you gotta have to play the point. And that's what we saw from Aura. UAH is completely disregarding that. They were punished heavily. 3 players stacking that A side quickly. It was just something that you would not expect UAH to commit, but mistakes were made and they're gonna have to win the next 3 rounds just to win this control map. It's going to be a long, arduous journey for them to kick it off.
Well, they are on B right now. They have found 2 ticks, but they have to be able to get that rotation from A to B. And you can see the side of Aura have given it up. They've realized they're not going to be able to get it back. But here comes Games Bay looking for the 2-piece. He knows his teammates are nearby, and his teammates are actually going to be the ones to get the kills. And now they are finding them when they are oh so crucial. And towards the spawn we go. Another kill in the back pocket actually gets taken out. So no spawn trap as devastating as we saw in the previous round. But 23 to 22. 2 minutes to work with. This is actually not looking too bad here for UAH, but they have to start getting out of that spawn and finding their way over towards the point, and they have done exactly that. 3 players now onto A.
And Ashley's trying to play with his life, but only gets 1 player there. His teammate number 2, Babushka, all the way from the flank to get 1 player out of the way. Make that 2. And now it's going to be a complete flush out. UAH are right back at spawns. Ara's going to have a couple of operators to play around with. Here comes the Sparrow that should be able to stop the players coming through from the A lane. And Hustle's just gonna keep up the pressure. Yep, I'm totally not saying this right. He is not hitting his shots, buddy. But his team has done a great job keeping the pressure on his A side.
And here comes Sunflower and Co. with more operators in the back pocket. The kills just keep working out for them as they are now up 5 lives, or make it 6 lives, 8 lives, as these guys are getting kills left, right, and center, keeping them further and further away. Now, just over a minute to work with. You can see there is a bit of a panic situation coming through from the side of UAH. They've sent 1 player into the spawn with the Spectres, or Equalizers, excuse me, and on the other in the Death Machine finding a couple of those kills, and this might be a swing in the favor of UAH here, as they have 1 player on the point, but they have to stay alive and continue to cap. The first tick halfway done. The Death Machine's still alive. This might actually be the swing play, like you said. 1 kill at a time, 8v8. Streak's now in. All or nothing.
This is a huge chance for them to make this capture work. They got the Death Machine in his hands, but that expires. So now you're going to have to win with your raw vanilla guns. Lasher brings out the War Machine. Just a couple of 4 points to capture, and UAH survives for another round. That equalizer, that Spectre, was really huge, and having to send out in the spawn, just delaying those 2 to 3 players from the spawn and allowing your team to make the break work in the A site, and having 3 players as quickly get that capture is so huge for them to bounce right back in.
Well, it takes 1 round at a time, and that's exactly how you want to start. And you can see over towards B we go. Much like the previous time, it's going to be a full-on brawl, but the kills working out for the side of Aura as that first tick pretty much blitzed away in a heartbeat. Further forwards we go. Lash into the spawn. No operators bar 2 for the side of Aura here, and they just have to play their lives as best as possible. They're yet to lose a single player. Having said that, it's going to be 1 going down, but Lash is still alive in the spawn, and it's going to be Finri in the spawn of Aura, and that's going to be utility thrown towards the wall. 3 wall fall, but the kill in the spawn not working out for the side of UAH. Over towards A we go.
Both are back right in, right there. Specifically, going to be able to trade out those lives equally. But a little bit more better map control that you're seeing for UAH. And the thing is, they're going to have to take care of the A side because that B side is already captured. And you only have 1 player defending that A lane at the moment. That's going to be Finn Mary. And look at all these players from our goal. Number 2 and 5, Babushka and Sunflower are already on the A side. And they got some operators to follow up and defend this position. So you would need more than just 1 player to make this defense work if you're UAH.
Well, here comes the gravity cannon. Like you said, he's going to be able to find the 2-piece, make it the 3-piece potentially. So fantastic answer back there. Almost like a swing in terms of lives and map control for the side of UAH. They are beginning to push on up here and get the kills. For the first time, it feels like they've actually got the life count advantage, but they have to hold up these pushes 1 more at a time. 1 minute and 20 seconds and counting. But the kills now still working out for the side of UAH. Fantastic stuff here, looking to show that they are not to be counted out till the very last second. And right now, the kills have to be perfect in the mid-map. 3 will fall, though. That might be enough to open it up. 1 more player on the side of A. It's going to be H2 with that Purifier. He's going to be able to find 1, maybe the second. Not quite, but Babushka takes him down. Onto A we go for the side of Aura.
Oh, they're playing for the capture. They can use the EMP system to just stop this push completely. And here we have it. Ara trying to make this work through objective. They win the last 2 gunfights and now have completely flushed the point. Only 1 more player near it, and that's going to be H2 shot down. And it is a 4-man stack inside the hill. It's Ara losing the first map, but winning the last 2. And there we go. It is Ara winning this series.
Fantastic round there. And you could see it was really a coin toss. Throughout the halfway point, it could have gone either way. But the couple of kills just went the way of Aura. Like you said, they used that EMP. They had operators to break the point, got the kills when they were most crucial, stack the point, hold off the defense, and then all of a sudden, you've won it. And I think, I'm going to be honest here, that round where they won it with down in lives and they had players in the spawn where UAH was too far extended is an absolute blunder. You cannot be allowing that to happen. Otherwise, you're going to be punished 9 times out of 10. And if they hadn't, it would have been a round 5 because they won their own round.
Yeah, and it's just one thing that really struck me here for UAH. The reason why they lost this was that one specific round where they're the ones on the defense, but it almost felt like they were the ones attacking, right? They were pushing the enemy spawns so aggressively that they forgot to play objective, and that allowed Aura to play inside of the point and get the win. This would have been around 5 for me if UAH was doing a little bit more map control instead of just putting all the eggs in one basket and all getting crushed at the same time. But still, going to be a great fight that we got here on our first map. UAH definitely dealt a lot of blows here, especially in that hardpoint map on Summit where they won it 250 to 199, but just losing on this last 2. It's Aura still at the end of the day winning this one.
100%. And I think I spoke about team continuity and how important it is. In my opinion, the side of Aura really showed that super, super well. But that is game number 1 done, going the way of Aura 233 in a 2-1 fashion. Coming up next is going to be NONAGONs versus Deathly Crows. I don't know either of these teams, so I'm going into it blind as much as you are.
All right. That is going to be our next game. We will be right back after this break.
Stavo finendo flag, salta questo, e vai con Dicchia, oh my god! Walkout X Lightning Demo! What the hell? Stavo finendo flag, salta questo, e vai con Dicchia, oh my god! Walkout X Lightning Demo! What the hell? Stavo finendo flag, salta questo, e vai con Dicchia, oh my god! Walkout X Lightning Demo! What the hell? Stavo finendo flag, salta questo, e vai con Dicchia, oh my god! Walkout X Lightning Demo! What the hell? Stavo finendo flag, salta questo, e vai con Dicchia, oh my god! Look how that's like the devil! What the hell? Stavo finendo plaga, stavo da questo, ti vengo a dire, oh my god! Look how that's like the devil! What the hell? Stavo finendo plaga, stavo da questo, ti vengo a dire, oh my god! Look how that's like the devil! What the hell? Stavo finendo plaga, stavo da questo, ti vengo a dire, oh my god! Look how that's like the devil! What the hell? Stavo finendo plaga, stavo da questo, ti vengo a dire, oh my god! Look how that's like the devil! What the hell? Stavo finendo plaga, stavo da questo, ti vengo a dire, oh my god! Look how that's like the devil! What the hell? Stavo finendo plaga, stavo da questo, ti vengo a dire, oh my god! Look how that's like the devil! What the hell? Stavo finendo plaga, stavo da questo, ti vengo a dire, oh my god! Look how that's like the devil! What the hell? Stavo finendo plaga, stavo da questo, ti vengo a dire, oh my god! Look how that's like the devil! What the hell? Stavo finendo plaga, stavo da questo, ti vengo a dire, oh my god! Look how it's like the devil! What the hell? Stałeś mi do plaga, tam na pasto i bajko życie! Oh my god! Look how it's like the devil! What the hell? Stałeś mi do plaga, tam na pasto i bajko życie! Oh my god! Look how it's like the devil! What the hell? Stałeś mi do plaga, tam na pasto i bajko życie! Oh my god! Look how it's like the devil! What the hell? Stałeś mi do plaga, tam na pasto i bajko życie! Oh my god! Look how it's like the devil! What the hell? Stałeś mi do plaga, tam na pasto i bajko życie! Oh my god! Look how it's like the devil! What the hell? Stałeś mi do plaga, tam na pasto i bajko życie! Oh my god! Look how it's like the devil! What the hell? Stałeś mi do plaga, tam na pasto i bajko życie! Oh my god! Look how it's like the devil! What the hell? Stałeś mi do plaga, tam na pasto i bajko życie! Oh my god! Look how it's like the devil! What the hell? Stałeś mi do plaga, tam na pasto i bajko życie! Oh my god! act like the devil! What the hell?
The summit, right? P3, P4, it is going to be a little bit one-sided, so gotta make sure that you got your players at the right anchor spots just to be able to have a limited reinforcements. And yeah, let's get this game started.
Yeah, and we were speaking about it before we went live as to how the two teams are from West Africa. Maybe a mix, and one is solely Nigerian. I believe that Nanogram. Oh, looks like we might have a reset
Oh.
here.
Yep.
Oh, reset it is.
And yeah, we're going to be back in the lobby. So if you guys are just tuning in, we'll be playing again the best of 3 format, right? So our first game would have to be will be played here on standoff, and the other map would be firing range. And if we have to go the long distance, we'll be playing control seaside right up next. So the same maps that we had, but standoff is just the first map that we got here on our second game. And yeah, I don't really have much expectation in terms of firepower in here. What I do want is these players to be able to work as a squad and play mostly objective. That was what made UAH on the Hardpoint Summit so amazing earlier today. And I want these teams to display the same kind of, at least, consistency in terms of teaming up and getting the objective done in this Hardpoint map itself.
100%. Like you said, it came down to the workhorses. The side of Aura had the kills, they just didn't have the time. And you don't need the players that give you the flashy players, gives you 100 kills, whatever. You need the team that gets the most time. We speak about it over and over and over again, like kicking a dead horse, like you say. But we're going to have to see how these two teams plays. It's going to be our first time casting them. I have no idea. I've got no expectations. I don't even know any of these players. So, like I said, blind into it as much as you are. But we are loading in. So it does look like map number 1 of the second series of the evening getting underway here. So yeah, like you said, rotations, so key. Utilization of your tacticals or your utility in general. Yeah, I've seen a lot of chokes specifically around this P4 hill where it can come down to one player making an insane play, getting the kills with maybe Purifier because it is so close quarters, like you said. But if I'm a betting man, I'm going to say that P1 is going to be our defining hill. Whether a team is going to come in guns blazing and completely wipe the floor, but if it's scrappy, it's probably going to be that way for the whole game.
Yeah, it's this is going to be the thing we're going to have to look forward to now as the game starts. Here we have it. First blood goes through with the nade from the Devilman himself, but Sanji over across is going to get taken down here by N9 Charles. So this P1, it's a little bit of a mixy-matchy. So looks like this is a great sign that we're going to have a great game.
Up from the top windows here from Grandma's we go. It's still going to be closely contested on the points. The trades have to be perfect. Here comes Xavier. He finds one, looking for the second. Can't quite snap quick enough, but he gets taken out. So control now back in favor of the boys from N9 or Nanogram as of right now, but the rotation will be coming through. Look at those spawns. Look at number 2. Look at Charles. He was trying to... Ooh, number 2 is actually Xavier trying to get around the back in there. Flip out those spawns. Gets it up for New, but he gets taken out. So now it's going to be chaos going towards P2. 18 seconds left. One more push on the hill before we get to see a full commitment towards the next hill.
Yeah, last 14 seconds. You cannot give this on up. This has too much time that you're giving up free. But you're really backing on this early rotation onto P2 where at least you're going to have a couple of players within position to get this attacks going through. But right now, it seems like Wasser is going to wash his players off inside of that point. He's going to have himself 3 spree, almost a 4. But he's going to help his teammate, again, get the pulse around on this and get this one contested on the early get-go.
100%. Somebody help Wasser because he made an absolute champion play there to get those kills, and he's trying to get that ball rolling again as he gets another 2-piece himself, looking for a third, and he's going to actually be able to find it. So everyone from this side of Deadly Ravens, or Deadly Crows, excuse me, gets taken out, and now the spawns mixy as always, but the kills going the way of a Nanogram here. All blue kill feed just about. Looks like we might have a DC. Lobby crash? Not entirely sure. Hello. Are we still live? Ooh, okay, well, I've lost my in. I think Cali DC'd out. So I do believe we've lost Cali, and I don't have any eyes in the game. So whatever you're seeing, I'm hoping it's good. Hold on, he might just come back. The stream just oh, the stream's starting up again. Maybe we get lucky here.
Estamos vindo plaga, salta quanto e vai conseguir. Oh my god! Look how that's like the devil! What the hell?
Last 13 seconds of it, and it seems like we've got a huge lead for N9, and it's just going to be looking like a one-sided game. But hey, fret not, we still got the Munhill right across. This is going to be on P4. DC has 4 operators available, and that might just be utilized perfectly for them to get right back inside the hill.
Yeah, exactly. They have to be able to hold it off here. As you said, 3 operators in the back pocket. Here comes the break. Into the point we go. Everything in the kitchen sink being thrown towards the point. But much like the other team, it does look like there are a few operators in the back pocket here for Deadly Crows. But they're going to have to get a couple more of those kills, trying to stay alive as long as possible. But this game has been very one-sided, with having said that, me going huge there. Eventually, it's going to be Wassa finding another one. Off of the back of a nade there, into the point we go. Contested it is. Charles finding one for himself, backwards and forwards. And Swiwa around the back end. Maybe the legacy route will pay on out, as he'll be able to find maybe 2 for free. Maybe finds one, can't find the second, but the damage is done. Lead still climbing for the side of NONAGON.
130 to 43, last 15 seconds left, and you can see that the N9's really playing great in terms of playing inside of the point, right? They're also able to time out those operators very well, and Swiwa just cleaning up house. Just failing to get that kill onto Bane. Gets 4 players inside of the point. That's going to be a great moment for them to try to build up for this operator skills. They're heavily down, and they're going to have they're going to need a great P1 just to make sure that you get right back into this one.
They're going to have to play this rotation pretty much perfectly, but they have managed to found the tail end of the first set of rotations there, so they are getting back into it slowly but surely. Devilman finding the first, looking for the second, going for the knife. He does find it. That's going to be 2 down. The break pretty much perfect here for this side of NONAGON, getting the kills, and he now pops the equalizer, and he's just going to be holding down this kill. Oh, like a lion guarding its prey, because of right now it's looking very, very strong for the side of NONAGON.
Yeah, they're using the equalizer just to make sure that the Bane gets dealt with her. Oh, 3 eliminations straight here for the Devilman himself, and it's going to continue to make everything worse for this team, right? We're almost about to see a 100-point lead get built up here by N9, and it's just completely falling apart for Delta Crows.
Well, they're going to have to play it pretty much perfect, like you said, and I believe I'm having a bit of connectivity issue here, but I could be wrong. No, we're back in it. Predator Missile now called in, so Streaks in the back pocket as well. Everyone from this side of Deadly Crows using everything they have, including operators, trying to get as many kills as possible, securing the skill, but they are down 80 points, so they need to play some perfect card if they want to make it happen. Xavier getting it going there with a couple of kills with the, I believe that is called the grenade launcher. What is it called? The
War Machine.
War Machine, that's the one. The Grand War Machine, of course, from BO3. Anyways, it does look like they're going to be able to hold down that hill pretty much perfectly. Good start for them. 30 seconds left. That's yet to be broken. But as I said, that 3 more players will fall. Xavier in the back pocket. He might be able to keep these spawns and get the kills as needed. He's done enough for now, but Envy doing equally as much on the other side.
And they're just trying to make this break work through the front, and they're all going to get shot down. But the thing is, they got a little bit more time to make the contest on this P2, while also trying to set up for next, which might be a guaranteed Munhill should they get that timing right in their operator skills, and should they secure the anchor on this first 15 seconds. But it starts here on this early engage. Swiwa finds the opening pick. He's got a Type 19 in his hand, and he's going to try to swing it over. Get those 2 players down. And N9 just timely on this rotation. They are going to be contesting the point right before it opens up. The only thing that's missing right here is their opportunity to flip the spawns.
I think that it might have just happened here, if I'm not mistaken, as it was Swiwa who came around the back in there trying to find another one. Devilman gets cut down, so what was looking like a fantastic break, pretty much blown out of the water here. And second by second, it does look like the side of Deadly Crows are getting back into this game. It's just Wassa trying to make it as mixy as possible. He gets into the point, but he gets taken down. There is a, TK on himself? Regardless, he gets taken out. So now what was looking like a fantastic hold here for the side of Deadly Crows might just be blown out of the water themselves. But for now, it's going to be Xavier looking for a couple more, but it's going to be the operator investment, which will come out on top at the end of the day. 10 seconds left. Last contest. Over towards P4 we go. Rotation, pretty much one uncontested for the side of N9.
That's a needed hard point hold there for the Delta Crows. They successfully hold on to the anchor spawn that allowed them to have unlimited reinforcements inside of the point and get themselves right back in this game. Apathy now going to have another in his hands, and that is going to be good for 2 eliminations, but they're so far away from the hard point at the moment, and that is going to give N9 an opportunity to set up shop inside of the bakery. And now they got the Sparrow in his hands. That should stop the push coming through boxes for the moment. But look at this DC trying to pile onto the boxes, and now they swing in with the Gravity Vortex in Sanji's hand, and Savior bringing out the War Machine, but it's not getting anything here, Trout.
Now it's just got to be pretty much shooting towards those trophy systems. But having said that, it is going to be off the back of the claw where they make this break, and it does look like Deadly Crows towards the tail end there, 20 seconds or so, managed to get the kills, looking for the rotation, but it's going to be Devilman who finds 2 in the point with the knife. It's Sanji. Sanji has the mountain to climb here to keep them in this hill, but 200 points has already been found for the side of N9, and they look towards that rotation. They are there first, looking for a couple of these kills. It's going to be Wassa with the first, Envy with the second. It's just, how do you pronounce that name? Grenade? Oxy Grenade? Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Fade.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
Bade, yeah, Bade,
Right.
Bade at the top, holding down top. Granny's actually made a massive impact there, but it's going to be Xavier coming in from the back, finding 2, but Sweeper, he finds 2 of his own. So into the point we go, 200 points in climbing for the side of N9.
And they also got the great power positions in their hand.
I think he got EMP'd again. Sorry about the lack of commentary, guys. I currently cannot see the gameplay, so hoping it's looking good for you guys. I have no idea what the score is. Hold on, it might have just come back here. 228, 229, 230. Still in favor of the side of N9. They are getting a couple of kills, making it so difficult to break this P1. They found the majority of the time here going towards that rotation. P2 already won rotation now. 11 seconds. All in the back pocket for the side of N9. They just have to hold off the first set of pushes. And here they come. Xavier trying to break on through from the top end. He's going to be able to find one. Not quite. He gets taken out. Sanji also sent to the grave by the Devilman. He had to reap his souls. 2 seconds left. 1 second left. It is going to be N9 closing out the first game. 250 to 167.
That's just a great example of finding the adjustments in terms of playing P3 and P4. I think that is definitely played by N9 very well, and that is exceptionally the thing that
Hello, Carly. Did you DC again? I believe that he is having some connectivity issues at the moment. But it was a fantastic start there for the side of N9. 250 to 167, like we said, they got their rotations. They got a couple of hills chained together. But I think what the big difference was for me was the fact that they started off so strong and got the majority of time at the start of the game. I mean, they had a 100-point lead for, what, 3/4 of that game?
for that. I'm
Are
sorry.
you here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm finally back again. Yeah. So yeah, so we got our game said and done, and we take a look at our post game results. And Charles is going to be having number 1 spot as the MVP for this first match here. Trout 250 167 our scoreline. had 33 kills and 26 stats with 2 minutes and 36 seconds on the point. That's how good as it can get, man.
You were very difficult to hear there, but I think you were saying that Charles was the workhorse for the side of N9, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yep.
Got you. Couldn't agree more. 2 minutes and 30 and a good old positive KD and 8 assists. Very good stuff there.
And also, we're also trying to make it to the point that again, this hard point is just all about playing much of the objective, right? And two more players there, the Devilman and Annie, was able to get at least a minute and 30 seconds into the game, and which allowed this team to have again so much pressure in terms of playing inside of that point. But on the other side, for DC, they showed lapses on the first set of hard points, but they eventually tried to improve, especially on that P3 where they survived multiple onslaughts from N9 from the back alley and through the tractor. They were successfully defending the anchor position and holding on to that point, but it's just that their rotations were a little bit too late and their reaction was just way too slow, and N9 was able to capitalize on it.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. That is a fantastic start for N9 as they had workhorses, they had rotations, and they got the most time. And at the end of the day, that's what wins you hard points, like we keep on saying. But we're going to a completely different game mode on a map that we have already seen, that being firing range. Do you think it's going to be pretty much a rinse and repeat? Do you think that the side of N9 have got it under their wings now that they can play so quickly and aggressively and do well? Or is this the map where we get to see Deadly Crows come out of the woodwork and play a game mode like S&D correctly? But like you said, there has to be a bit of an adjustment on their behalf to make sure that they can counter these two teams.
It's I feel like for me, I cannot really guess what is going to be the outcome for this two teams. It's my first time seeing these two teams play. They're search and destroy, but from what I saw from N9 and that hard point and how it could transition, I feel like their SMG and their AR is completely a bit destructive, and that might mess up with Delty Crows on this search and destroy. So they gotta have to watch out for that, especially with N9 playing on the attack side. And knowing that DC needs to respond with a little bit more tighter adjustments, because we saw it on the hard point standoff where their rotation was a little bit too late and it
Mhm.
did not help them get right back into the game. So they gotta make sure that they are able to adjust as soon as possible just to keep this game within the reach.
But we are going to a completely different game mode, like you said. So maybe slower is what you need, but you got to be slow with map control. So you got to be able to push up to the threshold, not go over it, maybe find that first blood. And we saw how important first bloods can be when you have the rest of your team working with you. But even with the first bloods, we got to see Aura not getting them, obviously, and winning that S&D where they just were able to play better as a team. And I feel like we sound like a broken record at this point about talking about how important it is to really play correctly. But right now, we are just waiting to see what is going to happen here in this S&D. Waiting just like you guys, and as soon as we get in, we'll let you know.
Yeah, and look, while we're waiting at it, right? Yesterday, we saw a little bit more of the dominant gameplay from Ace Gamers, from NATO, as well as from Triple S. But from our first game today, from what we saw from UAH and Aura, they were going back and forth, responding back. So that's a great sign that we're having a little bit more competition tonight, and hopefully that translates very well on this firing range map itself. And also, another thing to discuss was that from that first game that we had tonight, the first bloods was kind of in favor for the losing team. So
Mhm.
it kind of brings it to the point that it doesn't matter how you started, right? It needs to have a perfect end. You need to come up on top when the team needs it the most, and that's how you close it out per round basis. So this team's gonna have to really much lock in, even if the situation is dire. They're gonna have to be pretty positive with what they have at the moment and make sure that that situation favors them. That's how it happened in that first game, right? Multiple clutches from Sunflower that allowed his team to win Search and Destroy and eventually win the series by winning the controls side.
Yeah, it came down to a couple of clutches, but I always like to say that lightning doesn't strike twice in the same place. So you can rely on a clutch every now and again, but it can't be your game style. And I think it started off with a couple of clutches from the side of Aura, but then it eventually became a full team effort. and they were. I'd love to hear their comms in a situation like that, where they have positional awareness, trying to give out as much information as possible, because we often talk about how important your life is in control, but I would argue that it's even more important in S&D, and that's something that the side of Aura did so well, was playing their life in S&D. So they were just out shoulder peeking, getting information, waiting for the backup. Very few single chels. And I think that's something that even from the first hardpoint that we saw a lot of was the side of Deadly Crows. They would just send one player at the hill, and often they would be able to find one or two. Xavier and Bade, like you said, they were able to get a couple of kills. I mean, Bade ended on 40, so and with a minute plus in the hill, he was doing very well being that initiator, but he just didn't have the backup with him. He needed that extra player there to get his trade, and it just wasn't the case. So in a game mode like S&D, you can be punished if you don't have someone there to pick up the pieces where you've left them.
Yeah, and it's going to have to be a massive comeback here for this team, because you already have your main player. Just gonna need to have that supporting cast. Just lock it in on the search and destroy firing range. The series is totally not chalked. You can still win it, and it starts here on the search and destroy firing range, where it's gonna be a little bit more slowed down. And before we enter the lobby, right, it is going to be the Delta Crow starting on the defensive side. You'll have N9 start on the attack, so it might come out N9 is the favorable team to start off aggressive, since they're going to be dictating where that bomb will go. So they gotta have to be that they are able to handle the situation. If they could not contain the aggression, see for N9 to start this second map, things might spiral out of control.
100%. So who's got more ice in their veins right now? As we can see, the side of N9 on defense here, looking to close it out, deny that bomb plant. And I want to know who is going to be sending it as quick as possible towards A, because it's generally how you start on firing ranges. You just sort of test the waters around A. And that's exactly what's going to happen. N9 actually on attack, going straight towards A.
Yeah, pretty much aggressive. Yeah, you called it. And now the post plant is gonna have to be a little bit more better than that, because you're gonna need to have a guy through showers, and that's what Annie is for. But he's gonna get taken down. Now the Delta Crows can attack in multiple angles here with the facts from the back. He's gonna get himself eliminated. And oh yeah, Bade gonna have to make sure that this push works, so his team from the front can strike. And oh yeah, Bade swings in, gets the second. Can we go for the triple? Yes, he does find it. And the Delta Crow starts off the defense with a successful retake.
Yeah, and I think you put that perfectly. They had to be a bit more map control post-plant. They got the bomb down for free, and then they sort of scrambled. They're like, wow, we've actually never made it this far. And all of a sudden, the side of Deadly Crows just descended upon them from every angle, and Bade with a huge three-piece to pretty much kick open the door of that round. So, round number one, defense. We often say that defense is more favored in S&D. And that does look like we have another lobby crash here. For me, at least. I'm not sure what it looks like for you guys.
Grenade out!
He's back? Are we back? Well, it looks like N9 doing a fantastic job here. It's a 1 versus 2 bomb, yet to be planted, though. Apathy in a 1v2.
Yep. Okay. Can we see a clutch happen here? 58 seconds to play around with. You're just going to have to wait for that bomb to get planted. And
Apathy
there we go.
finds the first, but Swiwa, I think that's how you pronounce it, gets the trade and another round, or rather the first round, for the side of N9 under their belt.
Okay, there we go. I think I'm back. So that's that. I hope I don't get EMP no more. This is making the situation tough, but yeah, nice response that we got there for the side of N9. They're still gonna take the first block with Sui while taking down Apathy, so the A lane has been completely bust wide open.
A lane
Grenade out.
A lane completely open, like you said, and the post plant actually doing fantastic here as they find the first two bloods, get the bomb down. But here comes Xavier on the back end. Actually, it's going to be Defax who finds the first blood on this retake. But they have control, but you can see the entire side of N9 dropping all the way back, trying to give as little information away as possible while they continue to burn that clock. Here comes Defax. A lot of information gained there. Xavier actually finds the kill. Now a 3-on-3 retake as Xavier finds another. Looks like the quick scoping demon is out. And onto the bomb we go. And you know what they say? Pros don't fake. Pros don't fake, and they don't need to fake as the defuse comes through and another defensive round one for the side of Deadly Crows.
Saber completely won that retake attempt there for the side of Delta Crows. That's 2 eliminations through the A lane, and they just had 2 extra players to just play the distraction game over at the red showers, and they were able to successfully eliminate and go in for the massive defense. And 9 still going to continue the same exact thing. They're going to send their players at the A side.
Frag out.
Does look like A is where they have been putting all of their energy and resources, but they are not watching the flank again. While Swiwa does manage to find one, making it a 4v4, but the bomb is yet to go down. And this is sort of the situation where obviously it is working on A, but they haven't been able to have a successful post plant yet. Maybe they need to look back in the strat book and go towards maybe B a little bit, but right now it has to be pretty much perfect as they have got no map control and the bomb has been placed in a pretty tough spot to get taken back, but it's going to be Bade around the back end, finding another kill. Apathy with the sniper in hand, leaving Zilla in a 1 versus 3.
1v3 clutch situation for him here. 65 seconds to really try to search around the map, but Bade is going to be playing the flank. They're very stealthy, and that allowed him to get 2 more. Yeah, gotta check your corners. He got 2 kills off of the route that he took from the jungle side, and N9 completely falling apart to start this first half.
Grenade.
Maybe they have listened to my cries as they go towards B, but it does look like it has been very well read here by the side of DC. And it's going to be Bade pushed up. Oh, he gets so much information, but he doesn't even get the kill. You hate to see that. But at least he knows that it's going to be a hard push. We get to see some smokes. Nice utility usage there, but Zilla finds another one. It's going to be 2 down for the side of DC and N9 now. With full control of B, they should be able to get this bomb down.
The Wasser is just going to try to guard the flank. The fact is going to get spotted. And there we go. Completely gone, erased. Bomb is going to get planted here, but Sanji takes down Devilman, and that is going to drop the bomb towards the B side. You're going to have to watch your flank, though, because Swiwa is exactly at the mid-map, and he gets a quick, easy look at Sanji. Delits him, send him to the next round, and Apathy gets sent as well as the double kill continues to pile up onto Swiwa. That is going to give them that win, giving them that second round win. 1 more before we switch sides.
So, if it is broke, you should fix it, and that's exactly what they did. Went over towards B, got the round, but now they're going back towards A. Interesting, but it does look like they have a flank player, that being Wasa. He might be able to find one on a bit of a late rotation, but there is one player that has made their way all the way up in the mid-map. Bomb now planted. So, still 5-on-5 retake. First blood yet to be drawn.
This is where you kind of need Bade to make the move. Sanji's going to try to play aggressive. Careful to not get baited there. They're sending out defects around mid.
Or he gets free trailer control. This might be a bit of a blunder here, as Xavier has help now with his team, but it's going to be Devilman prone. He finds one before getting taken out, but the clock's still ticking down. 16 seconds. The entire firing squad of DC around the back end. All of a sudden, it's Wasa left in a 1 versus 4, but he has to be able to get these kills in on the bomb. They're going to be able to get the defuse. He wasn't close by. So if you're an island player, you often get left pretty much high and dry, and that's what happened there. Bomb defused. Again, A is not working for N9. I don't understand why they keep going to it.
Yeah, the D side worked wonderfully. They were 2 for 2 on that area on the map, but they said, just why not take that risk one more time? Maybe we could tie it up at least before we switch the sides, but they're not. It is not going to be favoring their way. And it's DC with the 4-2 split before we switch the sides. And they're going to be starting the attack very aggressive on the B side, but Trades does come through. Devilman takes out Sanji, making this a 4v4.
But still, be very much in the sight here. Swiwa actually finds defects with that sniper. It is currently bomb denied by Zilla. So what was looking like a very good retail or initial take of B from the side of DC, they get taken out down to a 2 versus 4. Apathy, though, he does have a sniper watching for that flank play, but it has to be good timing both ways round. But the bomb placed on the actual site, and I'm pretty sure N9 knows that, and they're just going to be waiting to see if they can catch one of these players trying to pick it up.
60 seconds. And N9 just trying to make sure that the attackers just do most of the aggression and most of the initiative, and that's what you like. You're gonna have to play it patient until he just escapes there narrowly. Oh, Oyek gets him. So now it's a little bit doable. They just gotta have to pick up that BAM, and maybe they can put it over towards the A side and maybe fake this one out.
Well, they're not sure. They're running out of time. They got to do something, and they got to do it quick. Maybe Devilman gets some perfect timing. I'm pretty sure he can hear him planting the bomb. He does indeed. He gets the shots, gets the kill, denies the plant. 25 seconds to work with. It's just Apathy. Apathy makes the read, though. Nice snap. He almost finds the second onto Swiwa, but isn't able to do it. It's still going to be 17 seconds left. Apathy in a 1 versus 2, trying to make it happen. I do believe he has DC'd once more.
They have the bomb. It's all up to you now. Finish the mission. The bomb has been planted.
I think we're back. All right, we are back, and we are rocking and rolling over towards A as the bomb has been planted, and Swiwa finds himself in a 1 versus 3, but he might get some good timing here to get a couple of these kills. But with 26 seconds, he has to make a play, and he has to start getting this ball rolling as of right now.
19 seconds left. There's not much time to do here for Swiwa. And yeah, there goes one, but Sanji is gonna find the trade inside of the trailer. And DC surprisingly doing a great job on the search and destroy. Much better outcome that they are, much better execution that they are doing, comparing it to the hard point standoff that they played against N9 a little bit earlier.
Couldn't agree more. Now it's 2 rounds between them and securing the S&D.
Grenade out.
And over towards A we go for the side of DC.
Yep, the push just comes through so aggressively here. And we got Annie just trying to get himself a little bit more of the attack here on the A side, but yeah, it's all up to Zilla to make the push. He does get that trade-off, but that gives the team of Delty Crows that mid-map with Oyek inside of the trailer side.
And he's just going to be holding it down 1 push at a time. Bomb now planted. 40 seconds and counting. Wasser finds one, not able to finish his kill though, but the information is in. He does know that there are a few players in the trailer, but Devilman on the flank gets one of those kills. 24 seconds to work with. 2 versus 3. This has to be some perfect, but onto the bomb we go. Defusing. No one checks. He actually ninjas it. Fantastic stuff there for Devilman, because pros don't fake.
Pros don't fake indeed. What a man. This is guy. It's not just a Devilman. He's a sneaky man himself. So that gives themselves a bit more of a striking distance now. They've closed it down to a 1-round gap, but they gotta make sure that they remain progressive in terms of training it out. And the first blood here will be important for N9.
Well, first blood found by Devilman, looking for the second, but Apathy is there for a quick trade. Devilman looking for the second, runs out of ammo, but Sanji defacts and Apathy. Sanji actually with a 2-piece, leaving Zilla in a 1 versus 4, make it 1 versus 3. Does get that ball rolling, but the bomb is free to plant on B, and he knows it. He has to try and get some good timing here to potentially deny that plant. He's not going to be able to do it. Bomb now down on B, excuse me.
Zilla, 40 seconds. He could maybe make the route over at mid, but this one right here should be the best option. And yeah, he's not going to win any of that. And that gives Delta Crows 6-4 in the scoreline. They are 1 round away from winning this search and destroy.
Super windy shots there from Zilla, and that's going to come back, and you're going to have to pay penance. And that's exactly what happened. 6-4, 1 round away, almost like a carbon copy of the previous S&D. But in this case, it is DC coming out on top, at least in that round. But it's going to be first shot, second Wasser. Kills going left, right, and center for the side of N9. 3 already in the grave for DC.
Even with the smoke, he was able to shoot through it. That's just how effective he is when he holds down that middle of the map. And Apathy going to be the last person standing on this situation. And pass to make sure that this clutch works. He's got the scope in his hands. He can maybe pick up the weapon that the guy he took down, just drop over towards jungle. Just make sure he's got a little bit more support on close into the medium range combat. He's just waiting.
Take his corners. Man, it's the basics that always come back to bite you. But now 6-5, 1 round away from forcing the overtime. N9 certainly not going down without a fight here, as we were on 12 and Devilman on 10 respectively. But Any currently good friends with my mate Owen, as he's currently 0-11.
Yeah, that's a good one right there. Oh my God, 0-11. That's just top of your Any right now. But Delta Crow is trying to end this one quick, but there's actually 2 players for N9 on the defense of this B side, Trout.
And it has to be perfect, but Devilman finds the first, but the trade is instant. Zilla is there, looking for 2 of his own. The shots are good, but the kill doesn't get finished. Apathy, though, there for a quick bait and switch, and he does have that sniper in hand. You do not want to be slow peeking a sniper. But as of right now, contention around the point. What are the shots going to look like? Not great. As I said, Apathy sending one to the grave. It's now Wasser on the point. He knows there is somebody nearby. He's pre-firing what he can. He gets taken out. Xavier's there for a quick slide and the kill. But Any on the back end finds his first kill. Could have been the most crucial one, but it's all of a sudden a 1 versus 2 for Swiwa.
Any not getting any kills there at all. Still, oh, he got 1, but still not enough to get this team that leverage that they want on this situation. One thing that happened though is that they delayed the push on that bomb. You're leaving your best guy in the round. That would be Swiwa with that sniper. A 1v2 situation. He could totally clutch this one up.
He just has to get good timing here. And he might be able to check the bomb. I think he's going to. He does. He knows he's nearby. He can go for the pistol whip. He doesn't actually finish his kill. Now bomb planted 1 versus 2, and he has to get a perfect retake, but he's just going to be playing these long angles. He knows that somebody should be peeking him relatively soon, trying to get info as to what his play is going to look like. What's going to be? It's going to be Apathy, who's quicker to the trigger. And it is going to be Deadly Crows winning the S&D 7-5.
Yeah, then it's just a quick replay of what happened in that first map that we played. It's just basically that, but the +2 rounds on the losing team. But it's a great fight that we saw here for both squads. DC heavily brought it on, especially when they started on the first half. But you like the changes that we just saw there for N9, especially with Swish doing a great job in getting his teammates that required eliminations. He ended up with 12 kills for N9, but it's Oyek Bade and Apathy for DC that allowed this team to get this victory for the squad. And look at that, right? That means we're guaranteed to play Control,
C-side.
which is going to be on C side.
So are we going to see another sort of like reverse sweep? I know it's not a full reverse sweep because there's only 2 maps, but
Yeah.
that is the ball rolling now for the side of Deadly Crows to sort of snatch Seaside out from underneath them. The question is, how deadly is that spawn trap going to be, and how is their resource utilization going to look like if they don't overextend? Because we saw a C9 situation where the side of UAH pushed up too far and they just let players in the back line, got onto the point, and that was like literally pulled out from underneath them. And that is always tragic to see, but that's all speculation at this point. But right now, fantastic stuff in the end for Deadly Crows, as in my opinion, N9 just kept on banging their head up against the wall on A when they should have realized long ago that it wasn't working. They got the bomb down every time, but obviously the side of DC was able to play the retake so confidently that they won it, I think, 5 out of 6 attempts.
Yeah, 3 rounds that they played on the attack. 3 starting rounds where they attacked the A side, then they said, let's attack B this time. And they won their first round, and they decided to attack it again, and they won their second round. Then they decided to hit the A side for that last round before we switched the sides. And it immediately gave them that 4-2 split in favor for the Delta Crows. And it's just hard because having to go to a situation where you keep forcing a situation that is not favoring your squad, it's not helping your case in winning it, right? And they had to try to bounce back on the second half, which they did. But the 2-round lead advantage that Delta Crows had on the first half eventually paid off and allowed them to make sure that we don't see any overtime get forced in the search and destroy firing range.
Oh well, you gotta win while you're ahead, right? Get out while you can. And right now it looks like we are getting ready to go over towards Seaside, and we have already seen this map. We know how deadly that spawn trap can be, and I'm not entirely sure who gets attack, if it's Special Forces or Guerrilla. I'm sure you'll have a better knowledge on that. Whoever is on defense first generally has the one up, in my opinion.
They do. They can easily try to make sure that they win through the raw vanilla guns on the first round, then come by the second round where they're going to be switching it and they start on the attack. They'll have their operators along with them to dictate where they want to attack on the flag. So it is essential for us to see N9 start, which is going to be the team starting on the defense on the first round, to basically pull that one off. Once you win your defense on the first round, or maybe just play it scrappy, you're guaranteed to have your operators on the second round, where you can use that to break the point, or you can use that situation to maybe get the spawn trap in the enemy base, where you can delay 1 to 2 or even 5 players to basically put a landslide victory for your squad in that specific round. But anything can happen here. This is going to be N9 and DC trying to win this situation. Winner of this control, Seaside, will be getting the opportunity to win this series itself.
100%. And I think the way you put that is actually so perfect. It's going to come down to better utility. And I think that in Call of Duty Mobile, the fact that they are operators and you can have such massive swing plays, it's just like another layer to the gameplay where the teams have to be really good at using them. Otherwise, you're going to get punished, or you can use them incorrectly. I mean, a couple of times we saw the operators used and they were just to no effect, and we don't want to see that again. Anyways, we are loading in to the side by the sea, also known as Seaside, for control here. And like you said, on attack, it is going to be DC and N9 on defense.
So it is usually going to be Oyegbait as well as Savior that is going to be the primary killers for the Delta Crows. But again, just like from what we saw from that hard point, they need to have everybody play inside the objective, which was non-existent when they played that standoff. Now they won the control, they won the search and destroy firing range. They better have that extra gas just to make sure that they get this win on this map number 3, or N9 gets to bounce back and get this win. Let's get this game started. It's going to be DC starting at the B side, full sending everybody on it.
As per usual, you go to B first because it is the easier one to attack. Uncontested first tick now found. Xavier even pushing up, getting a couple more kills with Swiwa around the back end, already looking towards that spawn trap. This is where Apathy can go absolutely massive for his team here, as it's actually going to be Any who takes himself out again. He is having a tough series, and look at Apathy in the spawn, slowing down these pushes 1 kill at a time. Unfortunately, he actually doesn't take out Devilman there, so we now found A up for grabs if these kills work on out for the boys over at DC. But I like this play, 1 and 3, pushing all the way through the spawn before they go over to A.
That's how you technically want to make the opening for your squad, right? Just kind of delay 1 to 2 players around mid, and that should be enough for your squad to completely win the numbers game around the A side, which they do. Apathy and Saber gets those 2 kills, they open up the A side.
And onto the point we go, and now it's going to be a mad dash to deny as much progress as possible. But Apathy, he's got the heads-up play. Ooh, I was going to say Apathy had the heads-up play, but he gets gunned. And he's taken out, but Wasser's there to find another himself, and into the pinch we go. Wasser and Swiwa find a couple of massive kills there. Any pretty much picking up the pieces from that SD, evening out the life count, clearing out that point, and forwards we fly towards the spawn trap.
Yeah, and he's just going to try to make sure he gets most of the damage dealt here. And N9 are going to try to push the enemy into the spawns. They go. And DC, you're in a very rough situation. You gotta have to team up, and they do that completely perfect. And they're trying to break free from the spawns with number 2 and Savior making the play, opening up that mid map.
But it's got to be number 4. Wassa again, he finds one on the flank, just staggering that push, 1 kill at a time. Sanji, the only man pushed up on the point, but number 5, don't ever count out any, because he's having a better game this time around, and he might be able to be that thorn in the side. But number 4, that being Apathy in the mid-map, was also there for the flank play, but he can't find it. But like I said, any from the flank play, the legacy route pays off. As he gets 2, looking for the 3rd, he knows he's nearby. Can't quite find the kill, but it doesn't matter. The damage is done. 8v11. DC down on lives. 45 seconds. They have to find these perfect kills. But again, there is a player pushed up, that being Charles. He might be able to find a couple here. But Wassa's actually the one to make the impact in the mid-map, and Devilman is there to help him out. The kill's just working out. 4v9. Not looking great for DC.
Yeah, they have not escaped the spawns, and this is just, you know, getting tunnel vision. If you're on the attack side, you kept on barging on A when that B side that you previously captured was completely wide open. You could have used 2 to 3 players to maybe try to attack the enemy spawn instead of just completely attacking from the front and having no information where these players would be. And these are just, you know, lapses in this decision making that is going to cost you this game. Time is running out and it expires. N9 successfully defends on the first round. And what's better here, Trout, is they're going to have 4 operators to start on the attack. And they can go anywhere and maybe full send and get a quick full flag capture should they make everything in this execution right.
Well, it's going to be a 2-2-1 split. 1 in the mid-map, 2 for either side, trying to see if they can get an opening. A is going to be hard counted, but B wide open for the attack right now. And over towards A we actually go. Charles with the war machine in hand. He takes out 1 before getting traded, but that is enough to get some of the players on the point. But Xavier himself with the war machine in hand actually single-handedly fends off the push. And look at number 4. It's going to be Apathy in the spawn, trying to cut them down as they are pushing their way on up. But right now, Charles, Hunter Killer, actually finds 1 to slow it down a little bit further, 26 to 27. But no one yet to find a tick. But A, still being focused here. And I like that because it is definitely the harder one to find. But you got to check your corners. Xavier looking for the double. He can't do it. It's going to be Wassa and Swiwa who go big. Number 5, all up to Bade. He has to find something, but he does have the claw in hand. And that's going to be enough to potentially break this hill open for himself. He does exactly that.
Oh, 2 kills, and that opened things up for his team to push around the map. They're going to send N9 back at spawns, and he's still got the claw in his hands. That's 3 eliminations, good, and holding 1 lane. And now they can send out the rest of the players with available specialists to maybe push out the enemy spawns and maybe get more lives advantage. But they're going to completely bust it wide open. Great defense so far that we're seeing from them, but they're going to have to hold it down as we have N9 now pushing at the B side.
Well, huge first blood there for Apathy on B, but he has to find the double. He does exactly that. Remember, he has the Annihilator in hand, and I do believe he's going to be pushing up into the spawns. Me finding 1, and it's going to be B cleared once more. First tick found at least. 17v16. The kills just keep lining up for me as he gets a couple more. Any finding the first one, and they need to run. They have 12 seconds, and they cannot be caught with their pants down right now. And here comes the last push potentially. Any still keeping alive here. Wassa's there to help them out. So when it looks like he cut them out, they're actually able to get onto the point. Second tick about to come on through now. But Sanji with the gravity vortex around the back end might be able to make a hero play for himself if he decides to invest it. Oh, not quite.
Fall down, yeah, falling down like flies. It is going to be Delty Crows from what we're looking at. Supposed to be a victory through time exploration already. They're gonna give N9 another chance, and they lose the wave. And now Delty Crows are back at spawns. You got 5 operators available for N9. This is the best case for you to win up 2-0.
Oh, and they're getting the kills on the points as well. It's just me, last alive. But here comes the specialist investment, like you said. Operator, that's going to be the Sparrow starting things off. It's going to be Charles with the Hunter Killer, looking for the kill. He can't find it, but Swiwa's there for the trade. Onto A we go, but they are pushing up for the kills rather than actually playing the point. I would argue against that. They're trying to get as much control as possible. Either way, here comes Swiwa. He's holding them off as they push on up. 2 players now on the point. 5v8. Still specialists to work with. It's going to be Swiwa with the Purifier in hand, getting a couple more of these kills. Fantastic stuff. Second tick about to come on through now. 7v3. 3 pretty much swept out from underneath them as Wassa staying alive on the point. He has to stay alive for a little bit longer. Apathy, does he invest the Annihilator? Here's the question. He might not get the chance. They get taken out. You can never count out N9 as they find it at the 99th second. And that came, that was sold down the river. Goodness gracious. Unfortunate state of events there.
Yeah, they lost. They lost the sauce. N9 completely busted wide open on the B site and immediately hit A quickly with the operators available. Now the Delta Crows facing their situation right now. They at least have operators to help them. But look at number 1 in Blue and Devil, man. He's gonna swing around the back. But great defense that you're seeing for DC at least. And they're doing time inside of the A flag.
They have actually found 2 ticks here, and they do have the life count advantage with their operators up for grabs. But Swiwa and Eni actually find the kills to clear it out. And Me gets caught in the reload animation. He gets taken out himself. So what was a good start for them gets taken out, and another kill going the way of N9. And now you have to be a little bit careful if you're on the side of N9. You have to be able to push on up. And that's exactly what's going to happen here from Me. He's going to cut them down, not allowing too much map presence to come through. But B is wide open, and the side of DC know it. So they're sending their resources over there, and it does look like it's going to be taken pretty much free. As you can see, everyone from the side of N9 just staying around A, willing to give up B. But 1 tick, that's pretty much a big gamble in my opinion.
Yeah, big gamble. The only thing that I'm seeing here from them is that once this capture gets fully completed, they can send out all their players that play the enemy spawns. And they do take care of the player at the fountain already, and they're going to send 4 of their players at the enemy spawn. That is pretty risky for me, but when you have a little bit more of an opportunity to distract the players, that should be enough for N9 to completely put this thing into their situation. But again, B is gonna make the play. He's on the A side, and you only need one more tick on this A side.
It has been read, eh? Eni is here for the trade. He gets it, and the spawn kill is still coming through. But there are 2 players around the back end, Sanji and Bay. Sorry. How do you pronounce it? Bade. Oye Bade has to come around the back, and he does have the claw, so it's going to be specialist utilization both ways. Swiwa alive on a Oye Bade.
Yeah. Okay. Oye Bade. Let's go. 17-11 is capturing the point. Let's go, Magwande. Let's go. One more player. Oh! What just happened?
That was very close. The 1 kill came in the end there, but still in this game is going to be DC. Not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. And I want to point something out here. I feel like Sanji has been sitting on that Annihilator the entire game. He has yet to use it. I haven't seen it once.
He has not used that operator yet, man. He's saving it for the best, maybe for round number 5. But again, you had so much opportunity to cycle that, and there we go. He used it.
Oh.
Good for 2.
Utilization there. Purifier was popped, but not enough in the end. It's actually going to be Sanji with the gravity vortex, finding a couple more of those kills. Now up 2 lives, but the first tick has been found. Here comes Me with the equalizer, trying to equalize this life count and the point. But Swiwa is pushed up. He gets a bit of utility information, but it's going to be the equalizer still pushing on forwards. B gets taken out eventually, but into the spawn we go. Down 5 lives and counting. Looking like a great start on defense here for the side of DC.
Saber gonna make sure that the mid map still going to be remaining strong. Delta Crows gonna earn their way back, a +4 life count advantage for them, while also having 2 operators available. Apathy needs to bring out the operator at some point, but they're still waiting for any of this action from N9 to happen. And remember earlier, it was supposed to be the Delta Crows win when they were on the defensive side, but when the clock was running out, they just kind of lost focus, and N9 was able to snag the B side, immediately rotated to A, and managed to win their 2nd round win. So that should not happen here twice. Savior and crew needs to toppen it off. They need to make the pushes on every checked up pretty nicely.
Fantastic defense there from DC, looking to do the full sail, coming down from 2-0. They have to stay alive, but now the staggered push is coming through from the side of N9. 2 will fall, but it's going to be the man who I can't pronounce his name, so I'm not going to try. Still staying alive, getting a couple of these, but he gets taken out by Charles. So B might be in the side here, still down 7 lives, going to be for the side of N9. Onto the point we go. First tick now found, and this might be where it gets repeated once more. But I'm not entirely sure. As you can see, Does look like I've lost connection. Well, I haven't lost connection, but I believe Kali has lost connection once more. Bro's getting EMP'd in the worst spot. Just captured it. They just captured it. I can see they just captured it now. It's 8v12. One clean set of kills and they'll be back in this game with just a minute to work with here. I believe Kali is back, but the kills are not looking so great right now. Apathy can't be losing those. Sold down the river, but still, it's going to be the team chemistry going big there. 4v10, and they are defending A with everything they have. But if I'm not mistaken, I do believe that the side of N9 has got more ticks, but it actually might be Charles who gets the ball rolling as he gets two. He knows there's somebody nearby. It's going to be Charles looking for the third. It's actually going to be Devilman who finds it, and now we have Sanji pushing up. He's going to be able to find two with the help of me. Now, a 1v7 is admirable. He does have the War Machine, but it's not going to be as we go to round 5. And I actually don't know who gets defense.
Yeah, it's a little bit confusing to know who's gonna take that round number 5 position, but it looks like the defense is going to be in the hands of the Delta Crows. N9, they've shown lack of strength in terms of playing the attack, so it is going to be the Delta Crows with an advantage to start on this round number 5, so they better make sure that they get the best out of it. Apathy is going to be bringing out the Annihilator early, but no pressure. He's going to face in front. Everybody is stacking that B side.
And I think they're playing the standard game here as they're going to find a couple of these kills and get B relatively early, add as much time as possible to the clock, but it's going to be Apathy finally using that Annihilator just to find one before getting taken out, and over towards A we go. Sanji is pushed up far enough to make it as difficult as possible though, but you can see the kills have to work on out perfectly here, and it's going to be, again, Bade. I'm just going to keep calling him Bade. Finding the kills around B as well, slowing down this push one kill at a time, keeping it as staggered as possible. But Charles and Wassa going big with the help of Devilman, finding a 2-piece of his own. That actually might be enough. It's number 4. It's all up to Apathy, who is the only man alive around A, and he can make a massive play, but he gives away his position, and the baiting switch might be there, but he gets taken out. So right now, Sanji was the one to make the play, but Xavier with the War Machine in hand, trying to get a couple of these kills. Push forwards we go. He doesn't check his corners. It's going to be Any with a massive kill. Swiwa pushed up with the Purifier, also looking for a few more to find, and it is going to be a Predator Missile to potentially find a few more. Actually, only one.
They're going to try to stack it as much as they can. Charles going to play inside of the point, contesting his bait. Going to have the Type 19 in his hands, lost in the smoke. He is going to try to make the pressure work, and 9 throwing everything in the A site, but they all get gunned down, but they still got one more player though. That's gonna be Wasser from the flank. He's gonna make the play work. He needs to clean this point off, and he does find one, and the refract there, not good.
Here comes the push, and it's going to be Apathy looking for the double. Apathy does manage to find it. It's now 11v12. Charles finding one of his own. Contest has to be good. Apathy pushed up once more, backwards and forwards on the point. No operators bar Any's, and if he can use that effectively, this could be the turning point. A minute to work with, and onto the site we go. But look at number 1. Look at Devilman round the back end, trying to see if he can get a bit of a flank play, and that actually might be perfect here as the pinch is getting set up. But Sanji makes a fantastic read, but the first blood has to be so good. Devilman unable to finish his kills. He's just going to get tagged up here, and he knows that his teammates are counting on him to get these kills on the pitch.
And the Devilman, he needs to be sneaky here, but Sanji gets the read. 2 players from N9 gonna try to make that flank work, and Any has got an operator in his hand, so this might be the perfect chance for them to make this push work. But DC doing a great job holding inside the A flag.
Well, Apathy's still alive for now. 25 seconds of counting. Any with the claw. Use the claw. You need it. He's not going to. The tunnel vision, like you said, so punishing here. Eventually, another Apathy with another Annihilator popped here, but it's going to be a 4 versus 7. Make it a 3 versus 6, and we have streaks. That might be all she wrote. Nothing to come off of it. 3v6 in 6 seconds. They have to get the break. It's not going to happen. Down to a 2v5. Ras is in. Onto the point we go. It's stopped with the contest. Oh, he's not on. He's not on.
They forgot to use the operator at the end. The time was running out. The tunnel vision was real. And that is going to be Delta Crows winning it with the help of the defensive side, Stroud. That's all there is to it.
That is another freebie given away. Gift wrapped, sold down the river. And I actually believe it was Any with that claw in hand. If he had used that, it could have gone very, very differently. Either way, fantastic stuff there from Deadly Crows as they came out of the woodworks, and it was down 2-0, and they managed to bring it back, and they're letting them know it by sending a couple of emotes at the after action screen as well. Gotta respect that. Fantastic plays coming out of Deadly Crows. Huge, huge kudos to them.
And that is just amazing gameplay for DC. Again, there were so many chances for N9 to stack that A flag, and they did. But the defense was just much better for the Deadly Crows. And no matter it be a frontal or a flank attack that was set up by the Devilman, they were still able to make that read work. And this is where you start to work as a squad and slow things down. DC, they were focused on making sure that the defense is going to be supplied in every angle, while N9, they were just straight up slamming through the front in most of the situation. And at the end, they did try to put 3 players around the back, but it was way too late. And when
it was red,
yeah, it was red as well, which is it's crazy.
So like you said, I mean, 2-0 up and you get taken out with a full send reverse. Very, very tough scene right there. But that is going to be it for this match. And Deadly Crows closing it out there in a 2-1 fashion, coming back from being 2-0 down in the control. Fantastic stuff there. And again, choke artists we go for the side of N9. They're going to be looking back at this VOD, kicking themselves, specifically Any with that claw in hand. Either way, we're going to have a quick break and then we'll be back for the final game of the evening. We'll see you right after this.
Stavo finendo plaga, stavo da questo, e vai così che... Oh my god! Walk your ass like the devil! What the hell? E vai così che... Oh my god! Walk your ass like the devil! What the hell? E vai così che... Oh my god! Walk your ass like the devil! What the hell? E vai così che... Oh my god! Walk your ass like the devil! What the hell? E vai così che... Oh my god! Walk your ass like the devil! What the hell? flag is out of Busto. He might go dig it. Oh my god! Scorpio X lightning double! What the hell? The flag is out of Busto. He might go dig it. Oh my god! Scorpio X lightning double! What the hell? The flag is out of Busto. He might go dig it. Oh my god! Scorpio X lightning double! What the hell? The flag is out of Busto. He might go dig it. Oh my god! Scorpio X lightning double! What the hell? the devil! What the hell? Stavo finendo plaga, stavo da questo, i Michael Dick, oh my god! Walk your ass like the devil! What the hell? Stavo finendo plaga, stavo da questo, i Michael Dick, oh my god! Walk your ass like the devil! What the hell? Stavo finendo plaga, stavo da questo, i Michael Dick, oh my god! Walk your ass like the devil! What the hell? Stavo finendo plaga, stavo da questo, i Michael Dick, oh my god! Walk your ass like the devil! What the hell? Stavo finendo plaga, stavo da questo, i Michael Dick, oh my god! Walk your ass like the devil! What the hell?
Hardpoint identified.
Lane.
Hardpoint lost. Hardpoint is ours.
All right, here we go, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Trout. This is Kelly, and we are already in P1 in Hackney Yard with Cast versus Legion. And it does look like it's actually quite backwards and forwards, but the kills seem to be flowing in the direction of Cast.
That's amazing start for Nundi to find a triple Darks. We all know who this guy is. One of the pro players in EU, arguably one of the best in Africa at the moment, right? Starting it off hot with 4 eliminations on this P1. It's supposed to be back and forth, but so far you're seeing it pretty much one-sided.
One-sided is an understatement, as I'm pretty sure that there is only a total of like, what, 4 kills on the side of Legion. Well, having said that, Avatar finds Darroch, shutting down a key player, but the rotation coming through now spawns in favor for Legion, so they will have to be able to hold up this first push. But here comes Mies around the back end, slipping the net, pretty much uncontested. But as I say that, it's going to be Fadiano who actually finds him. So right now, Storm trying to break in from the side, but on the pop, it should be the boys in orange finding the first bit of time.
Fadiano just continuing the onslaught here, finds a double on rotation towards the point. And the thing here with this Hackney Yard, for those who are new and watching Hackney Yard hardpoint, right? It's basically P1 back and forth scrappy, this P2. It's supposed to be one-sided, but so far Cass are slowly getting in the mix. But successful defense are being made here by Legion, but that soon crumbles as Cass now successfully flips the situation. They're getting the back 30 seconds of this, and we gotta have Legion fight their way through the hard point just to not make sure this game spirals out of control.
There's just one more player contesting on all. It's all up to Fadiano, but he finds one before getting taken out. So like you said, 30 seconds in favor of Cast, and we're going towards the rotation here, but it's going to be Nandi missing his shots, Vector finding two. So if we're looking at this style of game, it does look like rotations are going to be freely given to the side of Legion, whereas Cast is just going to try their very best to bully their way on through. And right now, that's looking what they're trying to do. Right now, 4 seconds left before the hill pops, and on the rotation, again, won by Legion.
Hardpoint lost.
Yep. But again, the thing is, it doesn't matter how everything is going to start, right? So far for Cats, one thing they've proven is that they're going to be making sure that they make the break inside at a point, which they do on this first 20 seconds of this P3. They got the top floor, they have operators available, and Storm is locked in a nice position to make sure that this Annihilator gets a lot of damage right through the mid-map.
Or he can't even get kills because his teammates are getting the kills before the specialist is used. Either way, here we go through the mid-map. It was going to be Nandi to find one, but Seraz and Dad finding a couple of crucial kills of their own, breaking the point. So answering back very well, certainly not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination. It's going to be the side of Legion who get broken and then counter-broken as more players are just flooding the point back, right, and center. But for the first time, we actually see the side of Cast first to the rotation, and they will be able to find the first bit of time here unless there is a very substantial break in the end from the side of Legion. So down 50 points, certainly not out of this.
Yeah, but you're going to have to watch out how you're going to bring out those 4 operators available, because at the moment, you would need something out of it. And you're going to start by bringing out Fadiano's Gravity Vortex that's going to suck in 2-4 players. That is going to be nice. You're going to make the successful break inside of the point, but your teammates are just getting gunned down. You don't get any points inside, and it is Cass Esports getting all the damage and all the hill time from that P1 up until P4.
And that was a very big investment there from the side of Legion just to be taken out, and they didn't actually get a substantial chunk of time. But having said that, they have managed to break their way in now, and here comes Nandi from the front. He gets red, so Avatar and Fadiano really leading the troops here, trying to prove that they are not to be laughed at, especially against a team like Cast, as they find the last 13 seconds or so pretty much uncontested, whereas Cast has cut their losses and gone towards new. So it looks like a bit of change of momentum here, as they weren't so dominant as they were expecting, as they have to lick their wounds going towards the next hill.
Hardpoint identified.
The worst part about this is that Legion are slowly getting themselves a bit of good position. That is going to be on top yellow. 3 more players going to be inside of the point for Cass. Nandi making the play, cutting off the players spawning through yellow. And now they're going to be all over towards Cop Car, where everybody from Cass is just expecting them to be there, and they're hitting strides. But Legion, counter break coming through, and now it's a 4-man stack inside. Hell to the no. Cass somehow manages to make sure everybody falls down.
It's just up to Jeras. He has to try and break in here. He finds one, keeping the hill mixy, but Nandi trades him out. And Mies with the claw in hand, and Darroch with that streak will keep those players spawning further and further out as they look to get a bit more mid-map control, flying forwards, trying to get control for P1. That's where we're going for our second set of rotations here. So it looked good there for a second for Legion, but then they get bullied out of the point once more, and now they are down a solid 90 seconds or so.
It's a huge gap that they are going to have to really erase. And it's not going to be easy, especially in a P1 where it is going to be back and forth. So now what is going to be the plan? If you are Legion, how are you going to be able to sustain all of these attacks that will be lined up by the side of Cass Esports? We all know it. They're pretty fast. Their SMGs are dominating the situation on the map. We got Darroch and Lin combining for 46 kills at the moment. And it is just hurting your squad if you're not able to match up that pace. Lin,
and then another 2-piece.
Another, make that 3.
Flip the spawns, keep the hill as mixy as possible, but Avatar having to invest his equalizer for as long as possible, but he can't even get the kill. He gets taken off, and a P1 broken once more, and for a change, it looks like it's going to be an all-out scrap battle between Lin and Jeras for the spawns here on P2, but Lin doesn't make the read. He gets taken out, so a little bit of a sigh of relief for the side of Legion as they managed to get these spawns looking over towards P2 here. But again, a lot of time being conceded on P1 for the side of Legion, and that might come back to bite them a little bit.
Capture the objective.
Gonna have to take care of the spawns here. Storm is gonna try to hit that annihilator right through Graffiti, but that with the war machine stops it. So you got Cass going back at spawns. They're going to be on the bottom side of the map, and they got no player guarding it. So this is going to be an easy break coming through for Cass if Mies finds the right timing on this.
Not quite. It looks like it's actually very well held here, but Mies has the potential to make a break, but he gets read by Avatar. Avatar truly doing the Lord's work here for the side of Legions. He's the man leading the troops and the lobby at 32, really doing all he can, but Dark's with a nice double there. But 29 seconds left. Nandi trying to get in, but the spawn's still pretty good for the side of Legion, and they have some specialists to work with, but he takes out himself, and here comes the child. Kills going the way of Legion. This actually might be the lead change here. So a bit of a swing hard point as they find the full 60 pretty much uncontested as we go over towards P3.
That is so nice because they were doing absolutely a great job on that P1. They're claiming and contesting that last 15 seconds, while also prioritizing their early rotation onto P2. And one thing that they were able to do greatly was able to stand it down. On the first set of hardpoint, they only got the first 30, but here it's a full 60, and now they're gaining that P2 to a P3 with just kind of a juggle, but they're able to make light work off of it and have completely put the situation within their own hands.
Goodness gracious, it looks like Cast has fallen from the heavens here. They have been knocked out of the water, unable to get the control that they want. Nandi finally using one of his operators, but it's going to be countered pretty much instantly, but there is a trade, luckily, and onto the point we go. 20 seconds between these two teams, and the kills now lining up for the side of Cast. But if you are in the shoes of Legion, you can smile because you can get set up for the next kill here, as the spawns are currently so mixy. Everyone's spawning everywhere on the map, but time and control still going the way of Cast as they take back the lead themselves, as Storm finds a huge two-piece on the point with the help of Lin.
And 208 to 204, this might be an intense ending, right? This could have a potential 250 to 240 something, but it starts here again on this P3. It is going to be cast early on rotation. Legion has got two operators to break this, but they win it through the raw vanilla guns. Darks has to bring out the equalizer to successfully defend inside of the point.
Well, he's going to find two with the back, off the back of that to make it three. He knows his teammates are close by, but he can't find the other one as Avatar countering with an equalizer of his own, and Fadiano managed to break the point, and they have the lead. Only 30 seconds needed now. You have to wait for your teammates. If you are Lin, you can't break it by himself. Arax is close by, but Lin can't find the second. Vector is there, but the trade has to be perfect, and time still ticking over. Only 19 seconds needed now. Knees on the point we go. Storm is there to help. 3 will fall, and that's the break when they needed it most, but they can no longer win it on this hill. They have to go to P4, but they have to be careful because it is still very much winnable for the side of Legion if they decide to fight this, but they have to win their ones. But here comes the pinch as the spawns again, mixy as ever.
Storm gonna have to bring out the annihilator early on this P4, and they're gonna need to contest as much as they can. This last 10 seconds is crucial. Every bit of point counts as we enter P5. And now earlier on rotation, that is going to be Legion. They got two operators available, and you got Cass attacking it on the bottom side of the map. It is going to be a make or break now for both of these two squads.
Slightly in the lead is going to be Cast, but the kills have to be perfect. Here comes Mies with the claw in hand. His teammates are actually getting the kills as they are needed. Lin with another double himself, and they break the point wide open. It's just Garrus and Vectors. They are no longer close. It's Dad. But there is no one close enough to actually get a contest in. I think that's going to be all she wrote. Having said that, it's going to be number 5. It's just Dad who's pushed up. Nandi eventually takes him out. We have Lin with the Annihilate, the Purifier, and it's going to be out from underneath them. Cast looked a bit shaky in the middle of that map, but they managed to close it out. They're chaining P3 and 4. 250 to 232, a lot closer than a lot of people would have expected. Fantastic stuff from Legion, showing that they can play very, very well.
You gotta have to give it up to Avatar, who was going toe-to-toe with Darks in terms of finding individual kills. And if you can look at the post-game breakdown, both having 43 eliminations and almost eerily similarly having the similar stat line, with Darks just having a better impact rating as well as a little bit more time in his favor. And again, for Legion, they did pretty much a great job holding that P2, where they scored 90 points in total on it, on all of the hills that they were able to claim. Now, it's just the operator skills that paved the way for these two squads, right? The difference is that Cass Esports, their Claw as well as the Purifier came in timely at that P5 where the game is just about to end. They successfully utilized that Claw to make sure the players within the hard point from Legion gets taken down. And when that happened, they were so far out of the hill, and Cass was able to clean up house and just claim most of the time there throughout.
Absolutely. I think we spoke about how important the operator usage is going to be, and we expect a team like Cast to be able to do that very well, and so they did. But you can't take it away from the side of Legion. They did exactly the same thing. Fadiano, I mean, he didn't have as many kills as, say, Avatar, but goodness gracious, did he have an impact on the map? He came around the back end and he secured spawns twice for P2.
Yeah.
Not even with an operator. He managed to get that with pure gun skill. So the possibility of them doing super, super well is there. It's just the mid-map where they couldn't quite cinch it around those hills. They get broken a little bit too easily, maybe investing their operators incorrectly, but they are certainly a team to be reckoned with. But unfortunately, Dad, having a very slow one there, 26 and 35 with only 30 seconds on the hill. If you're not going to be getting kills, you need to be getting the time. And you can see that's exactly what happened here for the side of Cast, is the players that didn't have the flashy kills were picking up the time. If they were negative, they made up with it in time. And if they were positive, they made up with it in kills. So maybe a little bit of an interesting team comp going on here for the side of Legion. I'm not entirely sure, but if I read the chat correctly, I think Avatar's on loan from another team. So maybe he is the sort of super sub that they need, but they need to be consistent as we're going over to Express for S&D. And if the pace and gun skill of Cast can't be matched, and I know how scary Darrox can be specifically in S&D, as he always finds the route to get around the back end, get those kills. Having said that, Avatar can do the exact same thing. So now it's sort of a battle of the all-stars as Avatar versus Darrox commences on Express.
It's a great matchup, a rivalry that we're setting up on that Search and Destroy Express. But I love the point that you make, especially with Express coming as the map ahead. Darrox loves that map completely. I've seen him play that in EU. I've seen him play that in Saudi Esports League. And it is going to be interesting how he's going to be able to utilize this map to give Cass Esports that 2-0 in this map. But that is still going to be uncertain once we hop into the situation, unless we do see a change in Legion's playstyle and how are they going to adjust in the aggression that Cass Esports was able to make on that Hackney Yard and transitioning that into Express. Obviously, close range combat in the A and the B side is going to be existent, so Cass might have a little bit more advantage onto that. So it's all up to Legion. How are they going to differentiate themselves and how they are going to counter that submachine guns that will be utilized by Cass on this map? So they better get their acts together, especially that sniper that will be playing for this squad, just to make sure that they find the opening picks, the counter breaks, or even winning the post plant setups.
100%. But we're talking about Express here. I actually don't think it's a very sniper sided map. I think that it comes down to the SMGs more. And with Darrox and Lins, that's a tough one because you got to be able to make the reads and get the timing that you need. Because a lot of the time, there could be the potential for you to find a two-piece, but it comes down to like maybe 2 seconds where you didn't hold an angle for long enough or anything along those. There's these micro adjustments that the teams need to be able to make to sort of match up against a team that has this much firepower. But if there is a team that can do it, it absolutely is Legion, as they showed that they can sort of go blow for blow with a team like Cast and their firepower in a respawn game mode, only going down by 13 points. That's certainly not a bad stat line to go up against if you're looking into the S&D, where you know that there are a few more impactful players that you can take out. Say now they focused Darrox and they managed to get consistent first bloods on him. This could be a very, very different situation.
Yeah, I have to agree. If he can take down Darrox, which is like the main guy on this matchup, he should be able to make that should be make the difference here for Legion. But that's if they do manage to get Darrox down. Obviously, in order for you to take down a little bit of these players and Express, you're gonna need those utilities, especially when you're trying to hit that B site where it is within the ticketing booth, right? So a lot of this situation might just be favoring the SMG department, which is going to be in Cass Esports, but we will have to check what Avatar and his team could do as we enter the Express Search and Destroy map. Are they going to be making an upset happen here in the Search and Destroy, or will Cass Esports continue their dominance and go up 2-0 as we enter Seaside and Control later on?
Someone just said that we're glazing Cast, but statistically they're the best team in the league.
Yeah.
Of course they're going to get glazed. That's crazy. Either way, it looks like it's going to be Storm and Darrix to open things up here. Getting the bomb down on B, pretty much uncontested. Me's finding another one and a double to his name. So right now, 1v4 to start off round number 1 with bomb down. Maybe the glazing is a little bit warranted.
Yeah, that's true. Unless Avatar pulls up a miracle, it's a 1v4. He takes down Darrix, so that's one player out of the equation. But you're running out of time. Okay, 1v2, but Storm able to hit that shot through the heady. And that is going to be your boys from Cast Esports taking that first round. Legion fell a little bit quickly on that first round. They should work with that utilities a little bit more just to get a little bit more survivability in there.
This is actually a point I wanted to make a little bit earlier. Storm is a fantastic sniper, but he looks like he's going to get taken out for the first blood. Darrix finding 2. Me's there to help him out already. Lin finding another, and just like that, in the first, 18 seconds, it's Dad left in a 1 versus 4, but Lin takes him out. It was so quick. There was like a blink of an eye. Second round going the way past.
21 seconds was all it takes. And that's what we were talking about earlier, right? With Express being a little bit more favored for the SMGs, it's definitely being felt here by Legion, especially when they're trying to take the hit on that B side.
Fariano again with another first blood, but Mees is there to answer back, and Lin. So 2v2 on the trade, and he is fast in the sights here. Look at Lin trying to stay alive, but this might be the first round where we get to see the side of Legion come alive, as they have Avatar on the backline getting 1, leaving Mees in a 0 versus 3. Fantastic stuff. Counter the speed with speed.
Yeah.
Another quick round, but this case, it went the way of Legion.
And it's just Avatar just making sure that he gets the attack on that booth, and also for Fadiano to finally step things up. Now that they have completely sorted out their first round win, they should be pretty confident in getting the shots. Nate lands for Marshall, his takedown meets. Fadiano takes down Storm. Now we're talking. Legion going blow for blow, and Lin, the last guy standing for Cass.
Well, Lin in a 1 versus 4. So again, it looks like the answer back from the side of Legion is fantastic here. They counted them pretty much as they do, 2-2 apiece now. So maybe Legion is coming out of the woodworks here, as they found 2 rounds in a row for themselves. And maybe the first 2 rounds there for the side of Cast, just a little bit too, it might have gassed them up a little bit too much, and they need to slow things down. But having said that, it is just the first 4 rounds, and this is where you sort of feel each other out. And here comes Nadi up in the grill. But Fadiano has consistently found that first blood with the sniper. Darrix there to find another one. Fantastic stuff. Again, is that a shotgun that he's using? Okay, Dad finding a huge 2-piece. 3-piece, Dad.
Oh!
He could be my dad. I'm not sure. He's not in my life, so he could be. You know what I'm saying? So we move.
Okay, let's see if that can convert here once again. Is he gonna deliver that milk to get this 3rd round win for Legion? I mean, Fadiano has been extremely consistent getting the first blood, as you said, and that's what Legion needs to consistently get this one through. Legion needs to get that bomb. Maybe try to put it over towards A, but Fadiano has great sights. But he gets deleted quick. Oh, Avatar as well. It's all down to Dad.
We got the bomb.
For Legion.
1v3 would be a mental blow, and I think he knows he's in the area. Here comes Dad. He actually needs to get some perfect timing here. This would be a massive 1v3 clutch from Lin. What's this timing going to look like? Oh my goodness, it's going to come down to the wire. It's going to be no one looking left, right, center. They're going past each other, and it's going to be perfect timing for Dad, finding 4 in the round and taking the lead. That could not have been closer. They walked right past each other. A real NPC interaction right there. But it was the side of Legion that comes out on top.
That won that crucially to maintain Legion's lead on this Express, and that's how you want to do it. Fadiano, again, gonna have to be the first guy to watch here. You can see Cash just, what? They respected him, but they still ended up with the wall bang. Another first blood connecting for Fadiano.
The trade's still working out there for the side of Legion, as these guys have actually become a very, very dominant defensive side here. And they've backed the side of Cast up into a corner because they need to get that bomb, but it is down in a pretty tough spot. Marshall tagged up though. But Vector's there to take out Storm, and all of a sudden, Cast looking a little bit lackluster here.
Yeah, they're being overwhelmed by Legion's defense, and again, it doesn't help that the bomb is drop at the B side. But finally, you get to see some action here for Lin. He's got 9 kills in just 5 rounds. That's way too much. And is carrying the load of offense that Nundy does not provide on this first 6th round.
Marshall, oh, you cannot be. Okay, it's a shotgun. Never mind, he got shotgun. It's a 2v2 now for Lin and Darox, but it's going to be Lin who is taken out. Now, Darox left in a 1 versus 2. He does have a shotgun in hand, though, which is not great for the ranged attacks, and Vector knows he's nearby. But look at number 4. Vadiano might be able to make the legacy route here. Whoa, what was that timing? It's going to be Vector who eventually takes him out. And now, 2 rounds under the belt of lead for the side of Legion. As I think we get to see a swap now, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they do. And it is going to be Legion now on the attacker this time. I tell you this, we did not see Cass try to put that bomb at the A side for 6 rounds. They just went in there with the A side attack time and time again. But look at this opening pick. Darox finds 2 kills with the nade. And there we have it. That's great bounce back for Cass. Now it's a 2v4 early in the first 30 seconds.
Well, Lin knows where the players are. He just needs a pixel to see and he'll get the kill. But Fadiano with the sniper in hand, he knows that there are players nearby. Looking for the quick scopes. Unable to find them though. 1v3. Bomb yet to go down. And it is placed in a pretty tough spot. And now they know where he is because they saw him on the cross. They would have given the comm. And you can see they're just waiting. They're not going to give him any easy chals. Because if they do, that is bad Call of Duty.
You're going to get clipped as well. And you don't want that to happen, right? But
see?
Fadiano gets one. And the thing here is, Storm is in the middle of the map. Oh, he drops down, so he's not going to get spotted on the tracks. And Fadiano's going to hear all this information. Oh, he takes out Storm as well. 1v1 situation. Hit again for LGN.
Well, Lin now left in. Why would you tell the sniper? Okay, never mind, you can shoot. That's crazy. The confidence is there as Lin finds another 3-piece in the round and gets them the round. So now it's 4-3. But yo, a little bit too close for comfort. As you can see, Fadiano is here to play with that sniper in hand as he's going to shoot everything that moves, handing out haircuts for free, left, right, and center.
Yeah, 10 kills, 10 haircuts for free. That is insane. Now we get Legion attacking the A side yet again. Now, the adjustment has been made. Okay, Marshall's gonna take his own life. That is unfair. So, it's unfair.
Sudoku, but yeah, here's Darox. He gives away his position, though. But maybe that's what you need. He's going to be throwing a little bit of a stun, checking his corners. He knows they're nearby. But you don't want to be challenging close range against the shotgun. But right now, it's going to be Nundy on the back end, finding Fadiano. So that's going to be their star player sent to the grave. And now they've boxed them up, and that's a tough spot to be in. But Vector alive for now. Darox looking for more. He finds the first. It's all of a sudden, no, Darox finds another, and it's going to be Nundy with the final kill in the round. 4 on 4 in terms of round count. It's just so weird. It feels like they're playing a game of TDM, that being cast.
Yeah.
They're not really looking for some counter plays. It's just more for the flashy kills, maybe? But I could be wrong.
It looks like that. No games, no rounds has ever closed a 1 minute mark. Everything is ended in just 40 to 30 seconds or even less, right? Look at this. Another situation being handled here by Cass Legion. Down to their last 2 players, and all of their players just getting gunned down at the B site. Living avatars, the last person standing, holding down the train.
Man, he was looking for a sign there, maybe like in the train, looking up and down, trying to see if he could find the quickest exit, because right now 1v4 is tough. You're going to want to get off that plane or train, excuse me. And he has got no info, and you can see the entire side of cast just looking for him, combing every little bit of information. Oh, it's going to be Darox. Oh, he's looking. I thought he was going to try and punch him out. But either way, that's information gained. Now Nundy has to be able to make this play. 1v3. Avatar. 5 kills to his name. Certainly not out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination, but he does have to go fetch that bomb, and he does have to get it done. And you can see number 5. That's going to be Storm just holding it down because he knows that the player has to come fetch it.
What can he bend here? On this 1v3 situation, nothing. Lin trying the competition. That is 9 rounds of action. He's got 13 kills. Super efficient in finding the routes and getting all of the takedowns that this Cass Esports team needs to give Legion another L on the attack.
Lin getting some information and potentially damage in with that nade, but Nundy up close and personal. Oh, it runs out of ammunition, but it's going to be none other than Avatar and Marshall, who go huge for the side of Legion, making it a 3 versus 2. But Lin finding another. Darox and Lin, the SMG dynamic duo, trying to make it happen in this 2v2.
Lin is gonna try to make the mid map work for him. Well, Darox is gonna have that information. Fadiano is going to be at the elevators, and Darox, there's not much range here. He has to close the gap down quick, and he is gonna get it.
Have the bomb.
Oh,
Oh,
nice
too
view
easy.
of that angle, and Fadiano falls. That is Scas Esports up by 2 rounds, and only needing 1 more round to finish this map.
Defend
Well,
the objectives.
Darox playing his life perfectly there, just simply walking his way on up, trying to whisper in Avatar or Fadiano's ear about his extended car warranty. But right now, Fadiano answering back with the first blood with that sniper in hand. It seems like every time you chill him down on this B side, he gets that kill. Here comes Nundy up close and personal. He finds one, but Avatar and Vector go back to back with kills of their own, leaving Darox in a 1 versus 4. Make it a 1 versus 0 or 0 versus 4.
Next round.
As finally the first attacking round under the belt for the boys over at Legion.
Okay, that's a nice response. Definitely what you need, because
Destroy the
Legion,
objective.
they've been coming out dry since we switched the sides. Remember, it was a 4-2 split before we finished the first half. Now it is 5-6 with Cass only needing 1 more round win to finish this game. Now they're gonna send out 2, oh no, not all, 4 players on the B side here, Legion. They want something out of this situation.
They're going to have to find the first blood, but unfortunately it's going to be Storm who finds it. Nundy following it up, and it's going to be Darox and Mies. All of a sudden, it's Marshall left in a 1 versus 5, the worst possible position to be in. Goodness gracious, you could not pay me to play this game.
And if you're trying to attack that B side, you should just make sure everybody gets to kamikaze their way into it.
Oh.
Darox gets the last kill with the punching gloves. Ring the bell. These guys are down for the count. It is Scas Esports winning the Search and
Series, too.
Destroy
No, the series,
Express
that's it.
2-0. Yeah, that's it.
They're done. They're done. That's
It's
it. 2-0.
finished.
Goodness
Hit them
gracious
quick.
me.
Chicka-pow.
Well, for all the people that said we were glazing, 2-0. This game took as long, like the entire match, right? The HP and the S&D took as long as the first HP that we casted.
Yeah,
So,
that's
go.
amazing. There you go. Cass Esports really know how to get it done. And now we take a look at our post-game breakdown.
they still have
So-
to play control.
Oh, they still have to play control. Okay. So it's not a 2-0. It might be a 2-1 for Legion or a 3-0 for Cass. We will only know once we get there in the control map that we get to play. But let's take a look at our post-game breakdown here and see what's up, right? Lin, the SMG duo, we were talking about it earlier. Lin and Darox leading the way. Look at that. 27 kills they combined throughout.
That's crazy. SMG duo goes hard. Well, actually, shotgun SMG duo at this stage is Darox was running around with a shotgun, which I feel is an odd thing because coming from core Call of Duty, shotguns are not allowed simply
Yeah.
because they're so potent up close. But obviously, it's different in this game. But again, the shotgun would either work and he'd find 3, or he'd get taken out immediately. And luckily for him, he found 3 more often than not. But either way, fantastic stuff there from Cast. But Legion certainly hanging with him, and Fadiano with that sniper in hand, showing off that he has the talent to be up in the ranks for best sniper in this series, and I'm pretty sure in the competition at this stage.
Yeah, I think he set himself off with the great remarks. Wallbangs, first bloods, he's got what it takes on that Express. He was able to really lead the pack for Leech, especially in the first half. Again, he was really capitalizing on the players trying to contest the departures and the arrivals, and always ending up with 1 to 2 kills on that area on the map. But again, gonna have to still give it up to Cass Esports for taking this one home. And I tell you what, Cass Esports on the first half, they were really struggling because Nundy had 0 kills on the first half. When he started to play good, that's where they started winning. Remember, it was 4-2 in favor for Legion. It ended up 5-7 in favor for Cass Esports at the end. So it's all about bouncing back here for Nundy, and that helped them squeeze a little bit more juice to finally end the search and destroy.
I see someone in chat said that Cast was DQ'd in the first map. Could one of the admins?
Yeah, let's see if that's going to happen.
No
Okay.
DQ. Okay, no DQ. So it's just from the left field, apparently. Either way, we're going to be loading into our final map of the evening, which is going to be Raid Control, which is my personal favorite map in all of Call of Duty, because I think it is as close to perfect as it gets. It's got 3 lanes, 2 sites that are not too difficult to get a hold of from both attack and defense, with a slight advantage for defense because the spawn trap can be deadly. I don't know. I think it is just one of the, it's the old Call of Duty maps that always come back and shine in every
Yeah.
game that they brought back in, and Raid is just testament to that.
It's a classic. Had its fair share of moments, not just in Call of Duty Mobile, but in the entire Call of Duty history itself. And Raid, obviously one of the best maps you can play in Control, because it's the only area, it's the only map where it has multiple spawns, right? Seaside, Arsenal, you only get one side, and it's nerve-wracking. If you die in Seaside and in Arsenal, and the enemy has got operators, the ability for them to turn things around is huge, but not here at Raid, because you got a little bit of a bigger map and a bigger spawn area on the map, so that should cut off some slack here for these players. To see how this one pairs well, though, it's Legion always coming so close, but cannot really close things out. Can they finally snag a victory, or will CAS continue their dominance? Let's come and find out as we enter Control Raid with your boys from CAS Esports starting on the attack.
Well, attack is a bit of a disadvantage, but over towards B, they will be going, as that tends to be where you start things off. Go over. Oh, never mind. We're having a quick lobby reset.
Lost that round, but it's not over yet.
Yep.
Ready up.
So yeah, but I think if we're going to run it back and talk about what we're going to say there, because the map is well balanced in terms of control, you will see the side that's more favored towards the attacking side, which is B in this case, and then they try to secure as quick as possible and then send people over, or maybe it's a bit of a 3-2 split. I've seen that as well, but you need to be able to make the overextend when it's like essential, because what often happens is you get caught in between the 2 points and then you just start bleeding lives, and that is the worst possible thing to happen in Control. But that is all just hearsay as we're loading back in for the second time here on Raid.
And again, it's important how you're going to start it, right? It could be a 3-2 split, or you could do a 1-3-1 where you're going to have full mid-map control. It's going to have to depend, right? Here we go. Legion, again, can they take a map against CAS Esports, or is it going to be a 3-0? Let's come and find out as this first round starts. Storm is going to be completely in the middle of the map, trying to hit some shots with that sniper, but they're not going to get anything out of it. But they do take care of the players on B, which they find their players now contesting the flag.
Well, Avatar in the mid-map is there to make it a little bit more difficult, but Mies eventually takes him out. Wow, excuse me, what happened to my voice there? Either way, it does look like the car is going to be the final blow onto Nandi, but the second tick almost coming through, but the clearing pretty much perfect there, but Storm with the sniper in hand, trying to clear these players off close range like a shotgun, but not able to do it as Dad takes him out, and here comes the potential spawn trap from the boys in blue as they're pushing their way into cast spawn, but first tick almost found there, but Marshall and Fadiano getting kills when they needed to.
Here comes the garage invasion. This is not gonna look good for CAS Esports. Number 5, and that is holding this air cons. Now you got number 4 and Fadiano just holding down Jim, so that's gonna put the spawns of CAS Esports down at the very bottom lane. And they're reacting to it very quickly by just...
That was a wall bang?
Yeah, wall bangable with a Holger 26.
Oh, well, I'm learning. Apparently, everything's made of paper mache, as A is going to be secured here. Even up in lives, they secured the difficult one, and now they can send their resources over towards B. But you can see 2 players from the side of Legion trying to get around the back in here, and they're going to do exactly that. So this push pretty much stopped in its tracks unless Storm can find something saucy in the spawn. But right now, he has to find at least a little bit of help for his team, as Mies and Nandi go huge there, finding 2, but Vector and Avatar answer back, clearing the site a little bit further. 13v11, 2 minutes, or just under 2 minutes to work with. Looking pretty good for the side of Legion here, but it's all even Stevens as we go to our last minute and a half. As I say that, more kills working out for Cast.
Yeah, not even Steven anymore now as Lin gets to extend down. Oh, pistol right in front of you. And he gets mocked just like that. Legion now gonna need a couple of more players to put the pressure on the B side, as we got more players from CAS Esports just stacking the B side and just now only one tick away from fully capturing it and winning the first round. Legion can still do it. It's a 3v4 situation. They just gotta have to pick the corners right, and they gotta contest inside of the point. They did not get there in time, and Cast Esports takes the first round on the attack.
Couldn't get in there at the last second. And in terms of to start the play, they went over to B, realized it wasn't so good. They sent players over towards A, and then Darox finds a huge two-piece on that side with the help of Mies. Then you can just sort of like walk over. It came down to the Y in the end, but the damage had been done to start off with as Darox throwing a Kobe. Hold that, Vector, but Avatar's there to answer back as they're going through the mid-map. Opting for mid-map control before the capture is interesting, as that might come back to bite you as they are down now 2 lives. Darox with the equalizer in hand pushing this forward.
Ooh, yeah. Able to get the headshot there with the equalizer. I mean, you do get the damage reduction once you're using the equalizer at your hand. And this is a good solid flank right here through driveway. It's going to be a drive-by. Derek's now operating, but it takes too much time, so he could not get any kill with the equalizer, but he does find the flank to work. And now he's throwing hands. Throwing hands. It is. He wants the second. Lin does steal that kill. Cast Esports, they're able to clean B, and now everybody is at the left side of the map.
Oh, this is what I was talking about, right? This is where the spawn trap gets so deadly. I mean, Derek's trying to make the Cape Town special a reality, punching people on the hill, giving them the shiv. But right now, it looks like everyone in the mid-map is getting cut down by Cast as the spawn trap. Oh, so deadly. Everything in the kitchen sink is not enough, but they've only died 5 times. And that's pretty much all she wrote for this side of Legion. 2 versus 24. Goodness. I've seen more meat at a barbecue, because right now it's just bare bones for the side of Legion. 1v23, not looking good, and you can see everyone trying to shiv him out. Goodness gracious, Darox. Crazy stuff right there.
They're just trying to throw hands at this point. That's how you know they're confident of winning this one. Now we get to switch sides once again. Legion, now's their best time to win a defensive side. They got 5 operators available. They should be able to stop this B-side push. About to be thrown by your boys from Cast Esports as Darren leading the pack. Storm's gonna have that early sniper kill. That Holger 26 has been packing, and that's been good. They clear out the point and now are able to bring out their score streaks to get even more information where Legion is trying to take that hit.
And they have to get that hit. They have to be perfect, but there's so much utility in the back pocket here for the side of Cast. As you can see, more streaks to be used, and I'm pretty sure Storm has got 2 in the back pocket, and there is 1 more operator as well, as B is pretty much being taken for free here, as Fadiano is just trying to fire some warning shots as he's shooting everything but the players. He gets punished for it, 27-18. Right now, it is a bloodbath, and the vampires known as Cast are drinking every last drop as they continue to roll further and further in the lead here. 15-26. It is pretty much as one-sided as it gets. Goodness.
It has not been looking good. Not looking good. Cast Esports is sucking the life out of Legion right now for sure. And look at the live count. +10 in favor for Cast Esports. Thundi with the Sparrow. Oh, he gets taken down by the other Rambo. Net Spectre taking down Nandi on the flip side. They're able to hold it for now, but how long can you do it knowing that the next wave is going to get sent through quickly with Darox holding the equalizer? He's going to get sent down back at the garage, but his teammates are going to be holding that mid-map here throughout.
Mid-map, and they have to hold for as long as possible, but it's going to be a lot of counter specialists being deployed. But here comes Mies with that claw. He can't even find one. So what was looking very promising for this side of Cast has sort of been bled into a 6v13 with just over a minute to work with. They do have a very large cushion in terms of lives, so all they have to do is find a couple of these kills. But if this side of Legion can hold fast here and get them as they are rotating through, but right now Mies getting that ball rolling. 5v12, make it 4v12 as Darox throws another Kobe. Not looking great, and that trend continues. 3v9 and Mies alive, looking to cash out his check-in money. He does exactly that, looking for more. He's going to be able to send it through. Goodness gracious, good investment from the top of money. Darox still looking for a couple of these punches. Tiki mixing up drinks is going to be Marshall, but he can't even find them as Lin is there to deliver the final blow. Quite literally. 3-0 in the series and 3-0 in the control. Cast. The Glazed Lords apparently deserving of it, as they are pretty much dominant in this control and the series.
and they earned it. The way they were able to dominate all 3 maps is insane. The way that they're able to close it is truly what's important. But you still gonna have to give it up for Legion for putting up such a great fight on the first 2 maps on this control. They do need a little bit more of study in terms of playing this raid map because they were completely manipulated through the spawns and all over the map of the control raid itself to be able to get the #1 spot, because all we've seen was
We got to see some great chokes and some great plays. Either way, at the end of the day, Call of Duty is best played when it's watched by lots of people. So thank you very much. Again, I don't know what else. Any final thoughts there?
I mean, it's great to actually cast the Africa Champions League and obviously cast with you, man. It is. I'm looking forward for more. Yeah, it's been the
100%.
best. Let's get it. On to
All
the
right,
next
everybody.
one.
We'll see you guys very soon. But until then, enjoy your weekend, or what's left of it. All right, cheers.
Estamos vindo plaga, estamos a puesto e vai conseguir. Oh my God!
Wide-eyed kid, but I never saw the ease. Oh, yeah, got me keys. Oh, yeah, on the table, age 10. Look at me. Oh, yeah, I seen things that'll make it hard to speak. Oh, yeah, I've been fighting all my battles from my knees. Oh, yeah, looking up way to the sky and it's big and it's high. You know where it is going. They won't believe in a miracle. I do not tell them. I'd rather just show them. Ain't no little engine that could. I know that he will. I gotta keep going. Even in the dark room, we can get it glowing like you ain't ready, you ain't ready, you ain't ready. On the gas all season. No matter my location, I and my car reach. Had days I was down bad, but I'm over it like tall people. Got the view of a bird's eye, but I still leave like fall season. Look, I come from a city, you hear signs when we sleep. Heaven sent, hands down, vibes so unique. They ain't play their part, so my part is play for keeps. Wide-eyed kid, but I never saw the ease. Oh, yeah, got me keys. Oh, yeah, on the table, age 10. Look at me. Oh, yeah, I seen things that'll make it hard to speak. Oh, yeah, I've been fighting all my